Hello and welcome back to the $10,000 Checkmate Gaming Rogue Company main event day 2, man. We are here yet again. I appreciate everybody that is tuning in. If you're just now tuning in via the Rogue Company Twitch, as we just went live there, I appreciate every one of you guys tuning in and listening. We have an amazing winners bracket final that is set up. So many people have been anticipating this matchup. People have been anticipating this matchup ever since Right Turtle won the last one. People were saying, oh, let's see what Justus is going to be able to do when they come back. And right now we do have the maps and the modes ready. So let's go ahead and take a look at this series layout. And it looks like Lockdown Demolition is going to be the first map, leading into a Favelas King of the Hill, then a Canals Strikeout, leading to a Breach King of the Hill, and a Factory Demolition. Now, the first thing that I notice, and I really notice this, is that this starts off as an extremely Justus Roco favored map set. They love Lockdown Demolition. They love Favelas King of the Hill. And then when you get to the final 3 maps, those could be considered, if you look at the Demolition map, that could be considered their worst Demolition map. If you look at the Canal Strikeout, that's something that they have not practiced as much. And so we're not sure how that is going to go. But the Breach King of the Hill is definitely one of the King of the Hill maps that they have struggled on. So Favelas King of the Hill, I expect Justus Roco to take a win. Lockdown Demolition, I expect them to take a win as well. This entire series is going to be very, very interesting. So, Blue, what are your thoughts right now on this series layout and how you expecting this one to go? Because I personally wouldn't be surprised if this starts off as a 2-0 for Justus.
Hello.
Hi.
All right, I'm back. My internet cut out, I guess. Oh, man. The life of living next to a lake. It is not a good one. Well,
things happen, man.
All right. Let me catch my bearings here. I'm back. All right. We're all good.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is looking very heavily in the side of Justus Roco when I look at the first 3 maps alone. Canals and Strikeout might present a little bit of a test towards Justus Roco from Right Turtle, but Favelas and Lockdown are very heavily favored in the side of Justus just because of what we've seen from them in the past, especially with Lockdown Demolition. They know exactly what to do on the defensive side and win those rounds when this is an offensive-sided map, or we've been saying so for the past few months.
Oh, yes, 100%. And like I said, the thing is that Breach King of the Hill is something that they struggle on, as well as Factory Demolition. Yeah, we've seen multitudes of teams take even maps off of Justus Roco in the past. We saw Definitely Not Ready take a map off of them in a Factory Demolition. They ran a Scorch, I believe. They decided to go no trophies. It just ended up not working out. They've tried different things on that map, and it just has not been working out for them. So I'm not sure if they've solved that problem to that map, but if it ends up going to a map 5, I will say that Justus might be in some trouble. And even that map 4 is looking very shaky. So if I'm Justus, I'm looking to 3-0 this team. You cannot lose this Lockdown Demolition, and you cannot lose the Favelas King of the Hill if I'm Justus Roco.
Hey, going back to last month's grand finals between these two teams, even the winners finals between these two in last month's main event, we saw Justus as Cute Hamster. They won those demolitions, but they couldn't win the respawns, and that was the demise of themselves. So are they able to win the respawns this time around against a team like Right Turtle, who have just become monsters in that department, it seems? I mean, they know how to win demolitions, and they did have to win a demolition last month against Justus Roco, but they felt and looked a lot more comfortable on those respawns. And if they look the same as they did last month against the same team, you might see the same result. And that is not good for the boys at Justus Roco. We're getting word
100%.
that our bans are Talon and Fixer. Talon, I expected this to come out, either to be heavily played or banned on this first map in Lockdown. So Rome, Fixer, of course, a staple in the bans, but Talon not being the surprise here, but kind of being a surprise here.
Yeah, I'm interested. I feel like this is a little monkey wrench that Right Turtle has thrown at Justus Roco. I feel like Justus, they use Talon, like you said, a ton on this map. They're used to the gameplay with it. They're used to that being their flashbang character now. And speaking of now, right now we're going to hop right into the action as this match is getting underway. We got lockdown, ladies and gentlemen. It's a big old prison. Who's going to be coming out alive? Someone's going to be getting a life sentence. Who is it going to be, man? It's going to be a good one. I love this map personally. It's inside, outside. How you going to play it? Some rotations coming out as well through that middle door. An amazing tower down the middle. I'm excited to see what's going to get locked in. You already see Gronky. He's already hovering that Kestrel. Who knows? We might be seeing him back on that bad boy. You never know. Never know.
Well, I can tell you who got a life sentence and was able to make it out alive. That's Ronan, thanks to Switchblade, I heard. But going into this, we might not see either of those two rogues being selected here. They are hovering over the standard. Switchblade will be utilized by Prosper Logic. We usually saw him being the Dahlia for this team, but with the introduction of Switchblade, look at that mastery level. He has been grinding away on it. Dahlia will be swapped over to Pulsa. Emis back on the Seeker. We've seen that plenty of times. Slop on the Anvil as well. And Cross on the other side for the attacking. No Talon for Delana, and that's usually what they run on the attacking side for this map. Delana with the Deadeye, so deadly with it in his hands, but this time around, it is banned out. They cannot use it. Good ban utilization from Right Turtle, one of your keys to victory from yesterday. Gronky on the Kestrel once again, like you were mentioning. We've got Dallas in there from Frag, a little bit of reveal. Different reveals coming out from both sides here. Seeker versus Dallas. Which one are you liking more?
It depends on what Fragout plans on doing with this Dallas. If they plan on going A, I like their comp a lot. If they plan on going B with no flashes, even though there is the flash immunity on two characters on the other side with the Dahlia linking with the Anvil, I think A is the best bet if you're Justus Roco. I feel like they have a Molly for the post plant. They also have an Anvil shield to get it down. The Anvil shield on the other side isn't going to be too much of a big deal with that Molly. You also have a Kestrel, so you're able to get them off the bomb in multiple ways if you go to the A site. B site, a little bit harder to work. The snap doesn't really do as much for you. And just like I said that, they're going to be heading over to that A side, snapping out Prosper Logic on that Switchblade. And now they are having eyes on Slop as well, so they know two players are in the back and that they should have a pretty easy plant, at least for now.
Yeah, pretty easy plan on the A site. It is the pistol round, so things could go a lot differently than what they are trying for the rest of the match. Nice shot onto Pulsa, but he ducks into cover fast enough. Everything just moving a little bit slowly here. Ink does place the barricade down. Looks like he's going to go for that bomb plant, but gets taken out by Prosper, and that Chaos Launcher gets completely finished off by it as well.
That's just where you got to understand. You have to understand the enemy that you're playing against. I'm not sure if Ink didn't have a trophy to get ready for the Chaos Launcher, and it looks like he had a C4 because that's what Delana just used to get the down. So instead of buying a trophy to not die from the Chaos Launcher, he instead went with a C4, and that's not going to work out, and the defense is going to win this round. So right there, I could see the biggest mistake was not buying a trophy. They knew that Switchblade was at that backside, as that was the character that got revealed. So the fact that Ink decided to start planting directly next to that close wall, knowing that there is a Chaos Launcher at the other end of the hallway, that wasn't the best of choices. I'm not sure if there was a miscommunication there or what, but not having a trophy for that Chaos Launcher is almost unacceptable. With how Prosper has been playing it these past couple days. It's funny, Slopodopolis has told me in the past that he feels like Prosper is the best Dahlia in the game. And so having him now on that Switchblade off of the Dahlia, I think that's a testament to, one, how strong Switchblade is, and two, how confident they are in him performing on this character and moving Pulsa over to the Dahlia.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I just think it's way too early to start calling people the best of a certain rogue. I mean, look at Fragout not being able to be the best fixer with a Deadeye in his hands, but we've seen him at times. They called him the best fixer with a sniper rifle, but the sniper's gotten a few nerfs. He's also strayed away from playing that character. Nice insend through the flashbang, doesn't finish off anything, doesn't even get the knock. Prosper will survive that. That was a nice flashbang to disperse any attack coming from Frag for the time being. Now everything's starting to shift towards this A site once more. Prosper falling low, finally goes down to the pistol from Gronky, but Gronky gets return fired by Slop. Pulsa on that Dahlia, like you mentioned, something we're not used to seeing. He's playing inside. The reload coming from Frag. Instead, he's going to go for the revive. Has to back off. doesn't get the revive. He gets pushed by Pulsa. Now Pulsa putting the pressure on. The bomb has been planted, however, and a C4 coming in from Slop will finally finish off the Dallas. Delana, Inc., the only two members standing for the offense here. The APSs are available, or at least one of them, and it did take out the Seeker arrow, but they still have knowledge of both attackers behind luggage. The push coming from the defenders. One down for Delana, but it won't be enough. Pulsa pushes in. Slop finishes off everything with the bounce nade. The bomb will be defused. Rome, this defense is looking flawless.
Yes, it's looking extremely, extremely good for them right now. These A pushes are not working out. That one, they faked it out. They went to B first. They late snapped. You saw Frag out in a little bit of trouble there in the middle off the rip. And, it was a little bit of a slow A push and just making it pretty easy for the defense. I'm kind of surprised that that Prosper did push up to that middle tower like that, as he was the one that got first blooded. He did get a little bit greedy trying to go up top in the middle tower. If you're able to get up there in a 4v4 with the rest of the enemy team out in that luggage side, then you're going to be looking extremely good. But Gronky was able to catch him off guard. But the trades did come out, which is all that matters. Made it a 3v3. Then they were able to take out Frag and clutch up, taking out Delana and Ink. Now the Seeker bow is going to be revealing absolutely nobody, as Gronky is playing it slow. Sensor Dart going to be coming out as well. Now they are going to be seeing Gronky there, so now they're going to know that there is going to be at least one player that they have to watch for on this side. Frag Out still has his snap available. So let's see which bomb site he is going to want to use that on. Not just going to want to snap down in the middle of the map, because that's not going to help you either way. So you're definitely going to want to pick a side, snap that out. And it looks like he might be inside B. I'm not sure exactly what Frag is doing. He might be going for a gigantic flank. He's known for flanking. And they were trying to kill him on the cross. That was so close. Ink almost goes down. And it looks like Frag is going to be playing this late rotation. Prosper takes out Ink, trying to cross back to that luggage. Nade coming out. And my goodness, not able to take out either one of them. Frag with the flank. Nice plays out of him. He still has his molly available and an EMP to get rid of that shield. Gonna use that molly right now. A little bit premature. But Gronky right now starting to farm. 2 players up. It's a 2-on-2. Now a 2-on-1. All for Dallas. And Dallas doesn't have a molly anymore. And they still have an anvil shield. This might be a problem for Frag Out, especially if they're able to get there. And they're gonna use Ink shield. They're not even gonna use their own shield to defuse this bomb. They're just gonna use Ink's. Why use yours when you could just use the enemies that they use to plant it? Man, that is a flawless defensive round coming out of Right Turtle yet again.
Yes, indeed. And look at the scoreboard here. 5 downs for Prosper with 2 assists as well. 7 elims, putting in a lot of damage with that switchblade in his hands. Anybody watching in either of the 2 channels' chats, if you want to know how to play switchblade, this might be the game where you learn how to not just kill everyone, but you also become a nuisance. And that's exactly what Prosper is becoming on the defensive side here of Lockdown. Something we're not used to seeing unless we're watching Justus Roco. But, well, we are watching them on the attacking side. This map has been heavily favored for the attackers, or so we've been told, for months on end. And Justus Roco was so successful because they were able to win defensive rounds here. They're going to have to pull out all of the defensive rounds out of their pockets for this one, because right now it's a 3-0 lead for Right Turtle as a bunch of damage is coming in. They've elected to go towards the B site this time around.
Oh, yeah.
Pulsa does finally go down, but Emis returns fire. Now the Switchblade using the Chaos Launcher doesn't find anything. A hit marker or 2. They're rotating towards A, but the 24S from a distance. Hello. Prosper takes down Ink. Gronky went down to Emis as well. Delana got finished off. Dallas, Frag, the only member alive, gets the revive on his teammate, being the Anvil. They do have the bomb in their possession, but they are getting pushed into a corner, and this is not looking good. They do have the ability to plant the bomb, and they will do so. The shield comes up afterwards, but it's still a good one. Now they've blocked off some angles.
And they use their molly yet again prematurely. I'm kind of surprised that Frag is using this molly to just get some extra little cheeky damage in, but you know, that could be extremely important. But you know, no anvil that you are going up against, so it's going to be a straight up 2v2. So it's going to come down to the gunfights. Frag Out absolutely beaming, hit another heady. Wow, do it to him, Frag. Let him know. Frag Out getting their first round of offense Now, we've seen them adjust before. We've seen them adjust many times in the past. That's what they do. If they go down, they adjust and they improve. And it looks like that was a little bit of an adjustment. Ended up being a 2v2. They figured it out, got the bomb planted, used that shield, played it safe, stayed in there. They didn't have any util to throw at them in that area, so they were good to go, won their gunfights, and here we are next round, 3-1.
3-1 is the score. And like you said, Justus, one of the best teams at being able to adjust on the fly. That's exactly what it looked like they were able to do in that previous round. So they finally get one on the board for themselves. Big firefight happening right in the middle of this B site. Inside the prison, nice nade from Delana off the pillar. Able to find Slop. That's massive, considering that's the anvil. Ink goes down to Prosper, however. Blind firing through the smoke from mid on the outside of that garage door. He's going to back off. He closed the door as well. Now everything's starting to slow down for a moment, but could speed up. Oh my goodness, Prosper didn't get the first step on that engagement with Gronky. The padded steps from him gave him the advantage, but he still loses the gunfight. That is massive for the defense here. That is a big crux. Why? Because he had the bomb in his possession. Now Dallas, the only man standing once again, finds 2 shots, finds 3. Pulsa goes down. Nice shots from the DMR, but now the Wolves know exactly where we are. And they are going to chase him down. All the reveals, the utils coming out. The DMR is good, but not when there's 2 people shooting at you. Prosper.
Yeah, just another flawless round. And like you said, Prosper is going ham with this Switchblade. You know, no Switchblade on the side of Justus. Kind of surprising that they're going with the Kestrel over the Switchblade. You know, Switchblade both have a bounce nade. One does have a flash, though. You know, that flash is extremely good on offense because you're always threatening that B push. But since they don't have a flash, they can't really threaten a fast B push because all Prosper would have to do is go in there, throw a flash back at them, and then it's going to be extremely hard for them to have any information inside of that B site. But looks like this time, for the first time, this might be an all-out B push coming out of the side of Justus as everyone's coming in. We might see some pre-EMP. Oh, my goodness. Prosper is absolutely beaming. They're going to be hand-rezzing right now, but that nade is going to be connecting down in Gronky as well. And now, is Frag going to be able to get out? No, he's not. He's going to drop. That snap is going to be non-existent. And now it's a 3v4, and it's looking like this is most likely going to be a 5-1.
You know, you see the Dahlia and you see him beaming, and you're saying, oh, Prosper's beaming, but hey, we got to get used to this. Pulsa is the one on that Dahlia this time around. Prosper being the Switchblade player for Right Turtle. But I don't blame you, Rome, because I would have said the same thing. I'm just so used to seeing Prosper playing that Dahlia for this squad month after month. Even when they made a few roster changes, he was still the Dahlia player. Then the roster goes back to the original version, and he's still the Dahlia player. It's only until now. Shield goes up, plant goes down as well, trying to shoot out the shield. 24S might not do a ton of damage to it, but it's doing some. He's going to rotate back towards tower. He's trying to get a down up top on the tower, and he does so. He takes control up top. Emis now pushing onto the point. There's a clamshell on this objective. Dahlia was down, so that revive won't come through. But Prosper putting everything on the table. 24S, the Chaos Launcher, it doesn't matter. Flashbang, bounce nade. Rome, Prosper is the complete package this game so far.
Yeah, right now he's showing that Switchblade might need to be the power ban instead of Fixer. I think that they might be regretting that. I even said today that we might need to see Justus switch back to the Fixer meta simply because they were the best team at it. So why not go back to something that you're so comfortable on instead of going to a new meta that this team clearly is ready for? You know, it looks like Prosper has been practicing his Switchblade level 8 in pubs. That is not easy to get, ladies and gentlemen. That is a good... I would say at least over 24 hours of playtime on this rogue, and it's only been out for a couple of weeks. So the fact he's already put in that pain starting to pay dividends right now as they are up 5-1 on an offensive-sided map, ladies and gentlemen. I still believe it is an offensive-sided map. I just believe Justus might be in for a longer night than usual.
Ooh, yes, of course. 5-1. 5 defensive rounds. This is the final round before halftime. And, I may be in Twitter jail, Rome, but I do some homework as well. I would say Slopadopoulos on Fixer is a lot of pain that you don't want to have to deal with, and we've seen it before. Nice shots from Frag, however, with this DMR in Dallas's hands. Emish did find Ink, but Frag and Delana finish everything off, and they will take a second round on this half. And that was very much needed. You do not want to go into a lockdown second half with Right Turtle on the attacking side with already 6 rounds to their name. So, they're still up 5-2, but that was a massive round and very much needed from the side of Justus.
Yeah, and Justus might be looking at this and saying, you know what, we're going to do the exact same comp that you guys just punished us with so heavily. You can already see Delina. He is hovering that switchblade. This is going to be interesting. We saw him use it. Obviously, he's level 0. Hasn't been playing too many pubs with it. But, still definitely an extremely talented player. So definitely not going to put that past Delina. And he's got to out Switchblade Prosper Logic right now. And Prosper has been looking absolutely amazing on this Switchblade. And now they have the offense. It's an offensive-sided map, and they have offense. So they have one flash with the Switchblade. They also have the Seeker for the bow for the intel. It's looking like a direct mirror match, and I'm excited to see how it's going to go.
I don't know. Ink was normally their Switchblade player in the matches that we watched yesterday, so this looks like an unpreparedness. It looks like they're being forced to have to use this because of Right Turtle's success with it on the defensive side here. Now, with that being swapped over, Right Turtle on the attacking side, pushing into this B site. Chaos Launcher in hand, trying to aim it, has to jump shot it. Doesn't get a direct hit, but the fire will be enough to get Slop low for Ink to finish him off with that pistol. Bounce nade from Prosper. He has a Chaos Launcher in his hand. He'll shoot it on the right side of the pillar towards the lockers.
Yeah, the trophy got it,
One
though,
member
that time.
Down.
Ink learned his lesson.
Yeah, I
got
didn't
that
see the
trophy
fire
for the
come in
Chaos
from
Launcher.
afterwards.
Oh, yeah. Now it's a 1v3.
Pulsa ends up going down.
Prosper. 1v4 now.
Gronky and Delana doing a lot of work, jumping over. Prosper able to find that down, but it's still not enough. A good defensive round here. Not just because they get one step closer to tying this game, but also that was the pistol round, and that's massive for them. You saw a C4 come out from Ink, so he's going to need some money, as well as the rest of the team. Get some primary weapons out there in their hands. Look at Prosper, still running away with it. He had 11 downs going into that round. Got the one.
Yes, but let's not lose sight. If you see Delina right now, he's creeping up to him. He's got 8 himself, so he's only 4 downs off of that. A couple rounds that go in the way of Justus, and he might be ahead of him. It's all about this defensive side, and Delina. That Chaos Launcher is able to get people off the bomb so easily in such good ways, as long as there's no trophy to block it itself, that it is very easy to get these kills and rack them up quickly on the defensive end specifically. Now, if they are able to plant this bomb, it's going to be very cool to see how this is going to differ with them having a rocket launcher. And there it is, and that's going to hit 2 people for 75 and down to Lena, and he's not going to be getting back up. Another player is going to be getting weak by that again. They're going to make sure that he's full killed, so no Switchblade on the side of Justus. And now they got a 4v3 retake. They still have an anvil, but they don't have their 4th player.
Giant play coming out from Prosper once again with that Chaos Launcher, taking out the enemy Switchblade, not allowing that aerial damage to come out. Nice C4 from Slop, sneaks it in there and finds Ink. That's the man with the shield. He will get revived, however. And now, beaming once again is Pulsa. He just runs at him and starts the beam train, and it was coming through full force. Slop finds Frag, finds Gronky, but then he finally goes down to Ink's C4. The shield comes up, and it's just a Switchblade. Prosper versus Ink. Not able to get the bomb in time because of the pressure from Prosper. That leads them to taking another round. It's 6-3 on Lockdown Demolition in game number 1. It is not looking good for Justus Roco.
Yeah, the body block coming through big there. You saw Ink. He started to defuse it, trying to bait that player out from behind luggage. He did. He was successful. The player started running at him, and he tried to wide swing, and what do you know? He's got Pulsa sitting there biting his leg, so he's not going to be getting that kill, as he is not able to move around that shield and just ended up blowing up right there on the bomb itself. So let's see what they're going to do on this offense, as that A push did work. The B push did not work. So Looks like Prosper is going to be heading back over to this A site as they're 1-0 over here. And might be rightfully so, as they do have the bomb as well coming over here. Emes looks like he is just trying to buy some time for his team as they're going to be getting this bad boy down. Shield coming out a lot closer to
Oh,
this
but the
far
Chaos
right
Launcher gets
side.
stopped by the APS. So the defense
Exactly.
doesn't have that from their Switchblade. And now everything is going awry for the defense. Slop does go down, gets finished off, but guess what? The shield went down, the bomb went down, and the Chaos Launcher, again, not available from the defense, so that was irrelevant. There is a C4, it looks like, laying on the ground. Switchblade could pick that up, has the Chaos Launcher of her own. That'll zone anyone out from trying to sneak through that hallway, and there are 3 members there. 4 members still alive for Justus, Rome, and now 3 members still alive on the aside for Right Turtle to defend this bomb. A little over halfway. We're almost at 75%, but they can hear them on the bomb, and they know that it's a clamshell. He survives. Prosper tried to push into that. And this looks like it might be a successful defuse, as the last member has no choice but to let it go through.
Yeah, and I really like how the defensive side played that right there. Honestly, I feel like the Chaos Launcher was used way prematurely. You know, that is a gigantic molly. You can shoot it directly at the shield when they do that clamshell, and that player inside is 100% guaranteed to die. I just feel like they could have waited. You know, I feel like in a 3v4, that is your only Molotov type of utility. Opposed to that, all you have is really just some bounce grenades. So if you're not able to get them off, throw those bounce grenades into that clamshell, it's going to be extremely hard to stop a defuse coming out from this defensive side. So we might be seeing a 6-5, as it looks like they're going to be coming back inside of this B site. Now, this didn't work out extremely well for them last time. Looks like there is an anvil on anvil going down at the pillar, and Ink against Slop. Another trophy going to be eating that C4, or else that would have been a for sure C4 kill. Right now, Ink just trying to hold it down, is able to get one down. That Dahlia Res is going to come through. He shouldn't have wide swung it. I think he was debating trying to go for the finish. Might have been some miscommunication, but they are able to re-down Slop, re-down Polza. 2 players drop. The revive comes through. Emes from mid-door, though. Frag out coming in the side. Now it's a 2v1. Is Frag going to get the revive? He is, as Delena takes out Emes. Wow, that was war and quick.
Yeah, neither team have really had any success inside the B site or inside the prison. I mean, both teams have gone there twice now on the attacking side, and neither of them have been successful. So just keep going back towards that A side. I think the round before the one we just witnessed was looking really good for the attacking side of Right Turtle. The problem, they used their Chaos Launcher a little too early. They used it to zone them away from the bomb instead of after the shield went down for the clamshell and the defuse, forcing Prosper to have to push into that shield and give up his life because of it. Now the defense starting to move heavily back towards that B site, except for Delena. Prosper and Slop, however, we can notice that they are still moving towards the A site. Slop now making a rotation. Seekers on both sides, really the only form of reveals. You have to imagine Fragout used his at the beginning of the round through the B site already. Emes probably did the same thing as a retaliation, or maybe just to grab any intel on who would be trying to play that B site.
I was going to say, this looks like a mid to B. Oh, yeah. Man, that's a crazy play. They set up the mid to B. They isolated the 2 players, but ended up dropping for it. They do get the revive, but that player goes down immediately again, and they're able to get all these trades. Chaos Launcher doing so much damage, but now Prosper in a 2v1 situation where he has the advantage. Delena currently in an outside 1v1 with him. Emes does get flashed. Who's going to win this 1v? Down to 4 HP. Delena takes him out. But Emes comes in and gets the cleanup kill, as it was a 2v1.
Yeah, the flashbang came in. The flashbang came in, but still, Right Turtle were able to prevail. Emes, and the flashbang ending just in time for him. Prosper not doing as great on the offensive side with the Switchblade, as he only has 13 down still. So it's been a few goes at it without anything much to his name. But look at Emes and Pulsa starting to step up. And this is what Right Turtle is so well known for. When one person starts to slack off, the rest of the team know exactly how to pick up that slack and make up for it. And that's what's happening here. You have to try and contain Prosper, and then when you do, one or two other members start to pick it up for him. And look how aggressive Ink is playing. He knows that this is most likely going to be a fake from Emis alone, so he pushes in, and Gronky helps take him out. Flashbang comes through, and now the Chaos Launcher, and that will do some damage. The bomb was not planted either. Now he has to try and pick it up, unable to do so. Frag helps out and takes out Prosper. Everything's falling apart for Right Turtle. It's 7-5 on the scoreboard, but I can guarantee you that we are going to another round.
Yeah, and that was absolutely beautiful coming out of this defensive side. All they had to do right there was burn the trophies and then shoot the Chaos Launcher, and that's exactly what they did. The second that they tried to put down that shield and put those trophies down, they threw about 4 things at that shield and then shot a Chaos Launcher at it to make sure that there were no trophies behind that shield for him to plant, and that was just a beautiful play by Delena yet again. And like I said, Delena, he might pass Prosper, and look, he's already 1 ahead. He's currently got 14 downs to Prosper's 13. On this defensive side, Switchblade is just so easy, so good to use, because it's so easy to get them off of the bomb with that Chaos Launcher, as you guys saw just again, making them run away back to that luggage. You're able to shoot them almost for free, running back there. And it's just looking very, very good for Justus, at least that round. If they're able to get another pick, they were able to pick off EMS last round, which was major. And oh, Gronky, no, we're going to 7-7. Oh my goodness.
Wait a minute, Gronky getting disgusting, finds 2 immediately with that MXR in his hand. We haven't seen him play Dahlia in quite a while, and it looks like he has not faded away from that skill with the MXR. 2 members completely down and out for the side of Right Turtle, and like you said, Rome, we're most likely going to see a 7-7 here. We're going to have to go to overtime. Of course, that is what we expect when we watch these 2 teams go at it, the 2 best teams over the course of a few months. Now Delena finds Prosper, and it's just Anvil all alone. Slop has the bomb, throws some trophies out. He knows that this round is over. He knows that they're going to have to go to overtime. And now the rest of the team, oh my goodness. He's going to get some extra cash, however. Has the C4 in his hand. Going to throw it, see if he can find anything from it. Just a hit marker. A revive came through. Still, we're going to overtime.
Oh yeah, going to overtime, and right now we got Switchblade on Switchblade crime. Delena, he has 16 downs, top fragging in this game right now. Didn't look like it was going to be that way on this initial side, but you know, now when things switch, it looks like defense might be the favored side, and right now Justus is on defense for this 7-7. I need a prediction from you. Who you got winning this round?
You know, the one that kills the other team the most. I think that's what I'm going to have to go with.
Fair enough. I believe that the way that Justus has been playing this defense, I believe they most likely will end up closing this one out. We just have to wait and see, though, as they are setting up this defensive side. Sensors are on the flank for both teams, so it looks like there's going to be no cuteness coming out of either side. Oh, man, Chaos Launcher premature a little bit. Is able to hit a player, but not for a lot at all. That might have been a waste. That might come back to bite him. Flash does come out onto them, but Gronky already got it down on EMS from mid, and now they're challenging this, and this is just destruction coming out of Justus. Chaos Launcher gonna get eaten by the trophy. They're gonna wide swing this bad boy, but he goes down. Oh no! And now
everything is starting to turn around, Rome. Emis and Slop find some downs. And the revives are coming through. Prosper finds another one with a bounce nade. Ink had to return, but then he falls, and now everything is falling down. Oh my goodness. Right Turtle take game number 1 in overtime, 8-7. I've got something very interesting to tell you. It was 5-2 at halftime. 5 rounds on defense were won by Right Turtle. Guess what? 7-7 means that Justus Roco won 5 rounds on defense and only 2 at that time. But of course, the overtime breaks that tie and it goes to Right Turtle. Oh my goodness. While we take a look at these replays, you, Rome, will tell us what exactly went wrong, because it was looking good for Justus there in the beginning of that overtime round.
Yes, it was looking so good, and that was the one problem. If they would have maybe threw one flash, anything before shooting that Chaos Launcher, they would have secured themselves the round, but that trophy did just literally win them the game. Getting the trophy, getting the Dahlia reses, It was looking so good for this squad on this first half. I'm so glad they were able to clutch it up and not let that comeback happen. As a comeback is one of the worst things, one of the worst feelings that can happen when you're so ahead. And you guys already know Frag was doing what he could to make it 5-2 at halftime. But once it got to these clutch situations, you saw Justus starting to do extremely good things, looking like their old selves. And it came down to this crazy final sequence where it ended up coming out for Right Turtle being victorious. And man, oh man, what did we say at the start of this? Justus, you can't lose that lockdown demo. And it looks like they lost it.
Yeah, lost it indeed. 8-7, the score on our first game on lockdown for Demolition. It will go in favor of Right Turtle, and they now lead the series 1-0. We're going to Favelas for King of the Hill, and we talked about this last month. Right Turtle, they dominated the respawns against this team, and that's the reason why they are the defending champions. The Demolitions mainly being won by Justus, but now the script could still be flipped, or Right Turtle could still dominate in these respawns. Let's take a look at the bans coming through here. Justice going to be banning out the Lancer. They know Emis is deadly on it in a respawn game mode. They don't want to have to deal with that. Meanwhile, on the other side, they're banning out the Ronin, which we have seen both Delana and Ink go pretty nasty on in the past. So, I mean, these are good bans, and these are looking decent.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of surprised about the Ronin here. Fixer's open, Switchblade is open, Chalk is open, Vi is open, Scorch is open. There is a lot of Kestrel's open. Forgot about that one. There is a lot of amazing rogues that are left open because of these bans. This is going to be a very explosive Favelas King of the Hill. Do you think that we'll see an Anvil coming out here potentially?
And Favelas, I think you have to pull out the Anvil. He's been a power pick in respawns as well as Demolition. Anvil's just one of those characters that can work in 99% of the scenarios in any game mode from what we've seen on the competitive side for this title here for a while now. But who knows? We could see something different being pulled out. Of course, the Switchblades are open and available, so most likely going to see those being pulled out by Prosper, maybe even Ink since he can't play the Ronin. Could see some Chalks come out as well. We know Justus, Roco, they love their Chalk. We've seen Pulsa play Chalk as well for Right Turtle, but hey, it's EU versus NA. Sometimes they, have different metas and different opinions. I know the EU side of things have thought that Ronin has been one of the top tier rogues for goodness sakes, probably the entire time Rogue Company's been available to the public here. But hey, you never know. They could have changed their minds, but Ronin has been banned, so she's not available. That's irrelevant. But a lot of power picks still on the board, like you said. Rome, this is going to be exciting to watch these two teams fight. We talked about Favela's King of the Hill yesterday as well. You mentioned that the second hill, which is around the silo, it's getting changed to where that A demolition site usually is. We'll see how that works out in the future. But for the time being, we are still with the one around silo, and that is way open. It's hard to hold that one. And we talked about that because when you go to hill number 3, it's hard to break into that one. Hills 4 and 1, A and D, they're kind of similar to where they have symmetrical ways that you can enter and leave those sites together from both sides of the map. So those are kind of even, and they're open, but they also have some really closed angles that you have to work off of. And then, of course, hills 2 and 3, the closed and the open. So these two teams looking to go at it. Rome, I don't know how excited you are, but I am on the edge of my seat because these two teams always are going at it.
I'm extremely excited. And I believe, what is the stat currently for King of the Hill? What's the number at for King of the Hill with these two teams playing against each other?
Goodness, I had it written down. I had so many pieces of paper that I lost. Look. Let me just look, guys. I'm in Twitter jail, but the work never stops. There's so many notepads. I need to organize this. It's all in a pile right here. I don't know where it is, but the record is not good for Justus Roco. They're King of the Hill. I think they've only won like once or twice against Right Turtle and King of the Hill, okay? If not once or zero. Like, it is not looking good for Justus Roco going into this game. But again, they have been improving in their department of respawns. So who knows? They could surprise us. I mean, we watched this last month. The demolition went in favor of Justus, and then 3 straight respawns were won by Right Turtle. And that's exactly what happened in the winners final of last month's event and sent Justus Roco to that losers bracket. So who knows? We don't. That's why we got to watch the game. That's why we play the games, because no one knows exactly what's going to happen. And this just continues that conversation as to, I may be in Twitter jail, but I can still look at tweets. I just can't respond or anything. And I look at these tweets on CMG_Rogue, and it's always like, oh, the same team wins all the time. The same team wins all the time. Well, newsflash, I don't know where you've been, if you've been under a rock, but last month, Right Turtle beat that team that wins all the time. And here they are leading 1-0 again. So who knows, right? You might have to start saying the same 2 teams win all the time, because that's what it's starting to look like. The top 2 teams still on top here in the winners finals.
Oh, yeah, big time. Both of these teams have been showing out and showing up. Now, the one thing that I do want to bring up is Emes. Now, we talked about how he can't get banned out simply because he has so many rogue options. Well, the fixer is open for him this game. Let's see what else is open for him. He can run so many
Slop's
different things.
Got to go with the fixer.
You think Slop would go with the fixer over Emes? That's interesting.
It's been a Slop fixer fest all the time.
So what rogue do you expect Emes to be on then? Because there's so many good rogues that are left on the table right now. Because I'm assuming we're going to see Prosper on Switchblade because he was showing out and showing up. If you think Slop is going to be on fixer, yeah, we got to break this down.
Slop on fixer, okay. Prosper on Switchblade. What other 2 rogues do you see in that composition? And I will tell you. Like, do you see a Chalk in that? Do you see a Vi and a Chalk? Emis will be on the Vi. Pulsa will be on the Chalk. If they go Vi Chalk, that's how it breaks down. Now,
I can see Vi Chalk. I can see
if they go Vi, okay, Kestrel Chalk. Pulsa will be on the Kestrel.
Okay. Makes sense. Now, I'm also very curious about the side of Justus, what they're going to run. Now, Frag Out, he was warming up his fixer earlier today before the tournament started. I'm not sure.
You were in the batting cages with them, asking some questions.
Yeah, I was seeing some things, and he was in the shooting range warming up that fixer. He was actually warming up the sniper, which is why I thought we might be seeing that in demolition again, which is why I said they might be going back to that meta, which is why I brought that up. But they ended up not doing it. They ended up just banning it out again. I'm kind of surprised.
Out on your own.
Yeah, maybe
they chickened out on the spice.
I mean, they haven't played Fixer in a long time. They haven't played the Fixer meta in demo in a long time. So maybe they just decided, we're not going to go ahead and go through with that. We haven't practiced it enough recently. We're just going to go with what we've practiced recently with the practice that we have gotten. Even though it hasn't been with Switchblade, this is their first tournament that they have played together with Switchblade in the meta. So the fact that they are struggling in this first map, at least, I can't exactly say that it's too much of a surprise, but like I said, this team adjusts extremely well, and you guys saw it there in that last map. They were down 5-2, ended up bringing it back, tying it up 7-7, and sadly, they weren't able to clutch up the final round. That final round was absolutely insane. I would love to rewatch that 30-second sequence
like a seesaw.
Of downs. Yes, exactly, because one player got downed, and then it flipped to 2 players got downed, and then 2 players got revived, so it became a 4v3. But I would love to see the sequence that it actually happened, when you're commentating things, trying to watch it all happen at the same time. And sometimes just look like an amazing show, just everyone's dying at the same time, everyone's getting revived, and then you look up, it's only 3 people left. You're like, oh my goodness, what's been going on? And man, that sequence right there was absolutely incredible. For them to come out on top, I just want to know. I want to know who went the biggest in that situation, because I know one of them, somebody went huge on the side of Right Turtle. So I just want to know who it was, honestly.
Well, I want to know who it was as well, because we are going to have to watch that back. We're going to be loading into the game here very shortly, and we apologize for the wait, but we love that you're waiting. Ladies and gentlemen, whether you're watching on the Rogue Company channel on Twitch or the CMG channel, we thank you for coming out. We thank you for turning us on and tuning into this amazing tournament brought to you by Checkmate Gaming. Make sure you go and sign up for checkmategaming.com, right? Because you can win money playing games, not just Rogue Company either. You can play chess. I mean, Rome, you saw it. There was a $1,000 chess tournament the other day on CMG, and $1,000 for playing Jess, that is not too shabby.
Oh yeah, most definitely not. And $1,000 for every single qualifier event that's in the Checkmate Gaming 10K qualifiers. It's amazing to see, and I think we are ready for the match now. So let's go ahead and hop right into this, as we are going to be getting into Favela's King of the Hill, baby. This one is amazing. You guys see the Jaguar there. That Jaguar has seen some amazing wars in its lifetime. Jaguar has been standing there since 1486. It's been absolutely incredible. It's such a monument. And now they're going to be battling it out around there. Oh, man, this is going to be such a war. I'm excited to see what rogues are going to be. And they're locking them in quick. Okay, we got a fixer for Gronky. We got Ink
Oh,
on
Vi
top.
was the other band, not Ronin.
Ooh, okay, so Vi was the band. That's interesting. I figured that they didn't want Delena on the Vi. Delena has been absolutely terrorizing people on Vi any chance that he has gotten in King of the Hill. So the fact that he's on Switchblade, let's see it happen, man. So we got Delena versus Prosper, except we're starting 0-0 this time. So this is going to be amazing to watch. We got the Fixers battling it out. Emes is on the Fixer. So there it is, man. I figured Emes would be the one on the Fixer.
Well, I mean, if
Slop
they
is gonna
bring
be
out
back
the
on that
Anvil, I don't see Emis on Anvil as much as I would see Slop. So, of course, that would have to be swapped. You were correct about the Emis being on the Fixer, but only because they're bringing out the Anvil, I would have to say.
Yes.
But we're going into this first round here of our King of the Hill. This is game number 2, if you're just joining us. Game number 1 went in favor of Right Turtle, and that was a demolition. It went all the way to overtime, 7-7, and it was looking like Justus Roco were able to pull it out, but everything flipped in the heartbeat, and Right Turtle pulled that one out. And look at that Chaos Launcher. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful POV right in his face.
Yeah,
and all the downs are coming. Yeah, that probably was a headshot right in the dome. Right in the top of the cranium. Slop Pulsa working together to take out Ink, and it is looking like a turtle show right now. These might not be slow turtles because they are fast out the gate. Emis finds one, finds two before he finally goes down. And look at the score. Yeah, I mean, it is hill number 1 roam, so there's not that many points to soak up from it to begin with, but it is looking like a Right Turtle domination.
Yeah, and it's leading to this second hill. Now, we did talk about this second hill. It is going to be changing. So currently where the Fixer is, that is going to be the new hill site. They're going to be battling it out on this area around this box where the A bomb site is. But currently, this B hill is going to be in the middle of this silo area. As you guys can see, everyone's a little bit timid to go there because essentially the first person that gets on it is going to be targeted extremely. And you guys can see Ink has already gotten on there. Gronky is going to be downing Prosper and Emes. So he is absolutely terrorizing people on this Fixer right now, as both Fixers are showing out for their squads.
Yeah, showing out indeed. Second hill will go in favor of Justus Roco to start things out. They are starting to soak up some points as well. Still down by 30, however. Nice shots coming out from Emis. He finds Gronky. Pulsa did find Frag on the backside as well, but that respawn has already come through. Haven't taken control, and now they do. Look at how they're holding this. This is where the Anvil will come into play. That shield being so crucial for them being able to hold down this site. Most likely will work a lot more efficiently on that third hill as well. Delena comes through, though. Finds one. Finds a second one. Frag was taken out by Prosper once again. Pulsa finds Gronky as well. And just as Delena gets a double, everything's starting to look good for them. It starts to flip the script. 5 seconds left on that second hill. And now they're starting to set up for the third one. But Emis behind pickup already set to see if anyone comes through Big Warehouse. Meanwhile, that will be the entire squad, it looks like. Gronky's just going to go straight for the objective and blind firing through the smoke. Gronky didn't even have a chance to use the thermal.
Yeah, amazing stuff coming out of Slop right now on this Anvil. He is really holding it down. And you said before, I was going to ask you which one you thought was the better fourth choice, Anvil or the Kestrel. And aside from spinning around doing a 360 pirouette, right now, the Anvil has definitely been looking like the better choice as he's been able to lock it down completely. Ooh, and Gronky not able to hit the 2-tap on to Prosper, and he takes him out, and we got some solid trades. That is 6 trades simultaneously coming out, and there's a 7th right there. Delena going to be dropping another player. 25 seconds. You already see the early rotation coming into this D hill, and it is a 50 50-point lead going into this final hill. And that is not where you want to be if you're the side of Justus. But if you get one break, a solid hold, you are definitely able to hold this final hill for a extremely big chunk of time. So we just got to see if they're going to be able to execute that, as execution is key. And right now, Right Turtle have control of this D hill. And Justus is going to need to break it, and that's not going to be the start that they want, as Gronky's going to be dropping to Prosper.
I was going to say, grabbing 20 seconds worth of that garbage time on Hill 3 for the side of Justus was massive, because it puts them only 39 points below. If they were able to get over 100 for the side of Right Turtle on Hill 3, that would have been devastating. And this fourth hill would have been so important, not just at controlling it, but being able to hold it for pretty much the entire time for the side of Justus. But they don't need to do so anymore. But speaking of holding it, that is what Right Turtle is doing so perfectly, until everything started to fall apart there for a moment. But they know exactly what they need to do, because only 30 seconds remaining means they got wiped. They can give up the point. Now they just need to go in there, win one team fight at the correct moment, and they can end this in regulation without overtime being a threat. And now they're starting to push into it around Jags. C4 comes out but doesn't find anything. Ink now wins the fight. We saw this from him on Chalk yesterday, just the way he can win gunfights in a surprisingly quick fashion. That's exactly what happened there. Sudden death will start to tick away as they are gathering as much points as they can. 123 to 90. Still 33 away. That's 33 seconds. They're going to have to hold this. 34 to be exact, because they got to get 1 point more. Pulsa tries to come through, as well as Prosper and Slop, but everything is starting to fall apart. And now here on hill number 4, 24 seconds to go. It looks like Justus might be able to get the comeback victory in round number 1, as everything was being dominated by Right Turtle. Again, though, Right Turtle just need to break into this for 1 second. Clear the objective one time. That anvil shield still in play. Ink finds another one. Delana as well. And that will be a victorious round for the side of Justus. Oh my goodness, Rome. Everything looked in favor of Right Turtle. But again, they were able to hold it for 44 seconds.
Yeah, it came down to one final break, and they were able to get that break at about the 50 second mark, and then they held it the entire rest of the time. And being able to break that D hill one time, it makes it very hard for the next side to re-break it. You know, the first initial break, it's definitely doable, because you can guess essentially exactly where everybody's going to be holding their positions from. But once you got to die, respawn, and then run right back there, it's kind of unpredictable where they're going to be. They might be playing aggressive. They might have pushed up. They might have backed up more. You aren't exactly aware. And that was the biggest issue that they ran into, is that they just couldn't ever get the retake right. And as you guys saw, Justus was able to capitalize on it. Ink going absolutely massive. Right now, the Switchblades are top fragging for both of their respective teams. And Emes is trying to do what he can do. He did pick up, it looks like he did pick up a 24S off the ground, so he is doing a little bit of work with that as well. Almost going to be a 20-point lead going into this B hill, excuse me. And it looks like there might be a little bit of trickery coming in from Ink and Delena. Not sure exactly why they're going to be wrapping up. Maybe to get top tree. And it looks like it is going to be just Delena that is going to be wrapping up for this top tree. So this is interesting. Fragout is on one side holding it. Delena's on the other side holding it. One player is on the site. This is a very interesting strategy coming out of Just, but it might work out. I haven't really seen a team do it before, but sadly, Frag isn't able to win the 1v3 on his side, and that's just going to leave Gronky on the site, and he's going to get pushed out. So Delena being up top tree isn't going to matter at all, as he is going to get taken out as well. Ink dropping down into River, about to get taken out, as they did call that player out. Kestrel Ult coming out from Frag out, but to no avail. Ink is going to be able to take out Emes on this hill. But it's already a 35-point lead, bro.
Yeah, 35 points and still climbing here for the side of Right Turtle. They didn't look as dominant at the beginning of this round as they did the previous, but maybe that is because they're setting up for a little bit earlier rotations. Under 30 seconds remaining on Hill 2, but they are already starting to swap towards that third one inside the mechanic. Coming up the rope is Delana, and Emis continues. Another one on a frag. Oh my goodness. Somebody stop this man. Woo. He's got the goggles on. Doesn't even need them at this point, because he just sees everything like a hawk and is able to take out everyone in his way. He knows that someone could be creeping there on the right side. It is Gronky. He notices. He just seen him. Let's see if Gronky knows. He doesn't. He will find the shots. Does he know that there's another member there? He does now as well. C4 comes out. Doesn't find any damage at all. Frag finally takes out Emis inside the little sewer scape over there on the right side of the pickup near the mechanic, where that hill is currently being contested. 86 on the board for Right Turtle. 40 and climbing for Justus. Only 40 seconds remaining on this hill. But if I'm Right Turtle, I'm focusing more towards that final hill, because that is where everything fell apart in the first round. You want to win this game, you're going to have to push it to overtime, because right now, game point is on the hands of Justus Roco. Something they haven't been able to do as successfully against Right Turtle is win King of the Hill. And they're looking to flip that script.
This is going to be a 73-point lead going into the final hill for the side of Right Turtle. Now, 73 points is a little bit bigger than what it was before. I believe it was about 30 or 40 points last round. Now they're 49. In a much, they're in a much deeper hole now. As I'm not sure how this one's gonna work, but we got to see a crazy hold coming in from the side of Justus. And since they have the initial control, they're gonna need to hold this the entire time, as there's 60 seconds left, and they need about 58 more in order to win this match. So we're in for an absolute war of a hold, Blue.
Yeah, but we are at a bigger rate, right? You're looking at the team Right Turtle. They have a bigger lead coming into this final hill. But going into the final hill in round one, Justus Roco only had 40 points. This time they had 49, so they have a 9-point advantage for themselves to work with. And we've seen them being able to just hold it in sudden death before with a big deficit. Even though this one's bigger, they're a little bit farther ahead than they were the last time. 119 to 80. Neither team starting to gain some points here. Everything being held by Delana until he falls on the other side of Jag. Now the points are starting to tick away. 10 seconds remaining. They need to get in there, but everything is falling apart. It looks like we're going to be going to overtime here, as round number 2 is going to be the for Right Turtle to take advantage of. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold the show. They've got the hill. They flipped the script. Slops all alone. The respawn's just now coming through. And just as I was starting to calm down and say, oh my goodness, this looks like we're going to overtime, Frag and the boys of Justus have been holding it down. They're in sudden death. And they're reaching the 100 mark. They get another one. MS Pulsa. Everyone's going down. The Chaos Launcher comes out to pull them off of their respawns and to make sure that they cannot come through the jump up. And the hearts.
Shock is going to be self-resing right now, which is nice. And there's only 25 seconds left that they need to hold this for. They cannot leave the hill. This is an extremely long sudden death. This would be an amazing comeback if they're able to get it. They down 2 players out of the 3, looking for the third and final one, as he is doing ring around the rosy forever, and Frag is getting baited now. And his teammate is able to take out Prosper. Ink going massive. Frag out takes Slop out. Ink drops to Emes. Oh my goodness, Gronky takes out Emes there. And now there's only 1 player left. And my goodness, 16 seconds. It's going to be a final push. They're going to spawn up right now. And this has to happen now. Prosper might have to go massive as the pinch is coming in. And Blue, it's all coming down to this. 8 seconds.
Yeah,
6.
Ink was able to get out of dodge from that C4, as well as Delana. And they are going to take this game. Oh my goodness. I told you it was a bigger lead going into that final hill, but Frag Out and the rest of Justus had a much larger point total than they did the round before. They're able to hold that off. They just know exactly when they need to hold and when to fold them. And by fold them, I mean just give up the objective. We can go and take it at the perfect time and then be able to hold it down throughout sudden death. Man, just the way they're able to cover each angle there. We're going to have some replays coming at you very shortly. But, Rome, please Start this analysis now.
I just want to talk about that final play. Ink was able to sneak onto the hill. He rolled up. It ended up taking out a player to get a life drain proc to get a little bit more health on the other side of that box. And that was able to use himself as bait as Gronky got another angle around the Jaguar. And from there on, they got 2 picks, then a trade after that, and that was 3 down. And then they were able to fully control the hill and hold it for that entire duration. Oh my goodness, I didn't think that it was going to happen. But right there, that was an extremely, extremely close match. A lot of people would have thought that Right Turtle was going to be taking them out. But my goodness, how are you up that many points both rounds and end up came back on? That is so unfortunate for the side of Right Turtle, but such clutch moments. And those are the $10,000 plays that you gotta make if you want to be champions, man. Those are the amazing plays. And we got ourselves a 1-1 series, Blue. I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Yes, we are guaranteed a 4th map. That's what that means, since it is now 1-1. But, we keep mentioning that Right Turtle was able to win last month's $10,000 championship because they were so good at the respawns, and they just weren't able to stop them on the demolitions. This time around, however, it might be a different story. As we can see, they win the demolition and then they end up losing 2-0 on this King of the Hill. We're going to a strikeout for game number 3. I want to know what your expectations are going into this strikeout.
My expectations, I'm not exactly sure what to look for right now. We thought that they were gonna win the demolition on lockdown, excuse me, and then they ended up winning the King of the Hill on favelas. It was a little bit backwards from what we thought would happen. So this strikeout, I would at first say that you would think that Right Turtle is going to win the respawn, as they showed out so much last month in respawns, but the way that Justus has been looking in these respawns with Ink, I immediately can see the reason why Ink is such an improvement for this roster and why having their set forth this month is making a difference. And that might be the difference in the respawns for them. We saw Ink make so many plays yesterday for them, so many winning plays. And today again, he gets on the site and they're able to get on there and absolutely come back yet again. That right there just shows that you're never out of it until that timer or until that defeat screen pops up. You're never out of it in this game. And that was so crazy. We thought it's going to be a 1-1, and then all of a sudden snuck onto the site. Sudden death, baby. And here we are. Wow. That was a good game of King of the Hill. I'm so happy that we got to cast that one. Wow.
Man, I mean, you're saying we thought it was going to be a 1-1. I thought it was going to be a 2-0 each time we're looking at the beginning of those rounds. And that's what you would have thought when you saw those scores going into that final hill. But again, they just hung on. They knew exactly what they needed to do in sudden death, and they got the job done.
Yeah.
Man.
Definitely.
I
definitely
just
got
cannot
it done.
get enough of that. That really gets the blood pressure pumping, huh?
Yeah, it got mine going. So I know that both of these players are all their blood is pumping right now. Even from the first map, that 7-7, you could have said that was as chaotic as a 7-7 could be. That so many trades and kills were going down and revives and utility being used. That was absolute chaos. And right there at the end, that was absolute chaos as well. Oh my goodness. And you know what's crazy is about this the series layout that we watched. Canals currently is set for to be played, but right now it is actually going to get swapped out, as currently it's not actually in the game. So we are going to be swapping that out for Skyfell Strikeout. And I don't feel like this changes anything. I don't know what to expect from either team. I'm not sure if Right Turtle is going to come out and be the respawn kings that they've shown in the past, or if Justus is going to show out that, and look, we got Ink now. We're not losing any respawns. We can use him on Chalk. If you want to target ban his Chalk, that's fine. We got plenty of other rogues that we love to play, like the Vi and things like that in King of the Hill. But now we're on Strikeout. This point is going to matter, and I'm super excited, man. This has got me extremely hyped right now.
Does it change any of the compositions that you could potentially see in Strikeout because we go from Canals to Skyfell? I don't think so, but maybe, right?
Maybe maybe some more long range. Maybe Kestrel comes into more play just because the stalker padded is very good on Skyfell, working around those pillars and things like that with the stem shots and needing to
What
stay
about some
alive. His
Dallas?
lives are extremely important. Maybe some Dallas. Dallas snaps could be very good. And spawns are flipping now. So now with that site in the middle of that middle statue on Strikeout or on Skyfell, excuse me, in the middle of the map, you can spawn on either side now. So Dallas might be very good for once you get that down to know exactly where the team is going to be coming from. Because if you push aside too far, they could spawn on the other side of the map. This Skyfell, we have not seen Skyfell strike out, I believe, with this new spawn flipping. So we have no idea where these players are going to be spawning for these hills. We have no idea if they're going to be spawning on the B site. We have no idea if they're going to be spawning back gold. We have no idea where they're going to be spawning right now. So I'm excited to see the spawns for Strikeout in Skyfell, as well as how the players are going to adapt and play it. And the Rogues, like you said, we might be seeing the Devotion Dallas. Who knows? Some players were spitting with that. But honestly, Emes was looking very good on the Fixer up until they took the L for it. Him and Gronky were going to absolute war on those Fixer characters. You love to see them back using Fixer, but Strikeout, I expect a lot of DMRs on this Skyfell. I don't know if we'll see a revive. Revives are extremely good just because it is about those lives. But the way that these teams have been playing with all this utility, all these amazingly explosive rogues that are coming out in these picks, I'm not sure that would be the best option.
Well, one thing is for certain, we most likely are going to see a Switchblade if she's not banned out, actually. So she could be banned here in our game number 3 for Strikeout. Lancer could also be banned out once again as well. We know Emes is deadly on that Lancer, but also is Delena. I mean, we've seen him play a very good Lancer as well in the past, especially on Skyfell, whether it be a demo or, any type of respawn. But, you said long range. That's why I thought of Dallas. You said padded steps. He's got padded steps. He's got some armor as well, and also the reveal, because like you mentioned, these spawns are flipping. So whether he uses the DMR or the assault rifle, I think it would be pretty decent. I mean, hey, in the future, you can get the same assault rifle with him as Kestrel, so you can have the padded steps and the reveal, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be great.
That's going to be wild. That's going to be wild. Stalker padded with a Riptide. We're going to have 2 of those in the game with Dallas and Kestrel. That is going to be a whole movie. I can't wait for that one.
Okay, so we talked about Right Turtle being the dominant force between these two teams in the respawn. Rome, put yourself in their shoes. What is going through your head right now after you win the demolition and you're saying, wow, we won the demolition. We're better than them at respawns. We can win this in 3. And then, game 2 happens and you're like, wait a minute. And the way it happened as well.
Yeah.
What's going through your mind if you're on the side of Right Turtle?
If I'm on the side of Right Turtle, I'm feeling like it's more about our holds. I feel like they rotated on the wrong hills at the wrong time. They rotated, gave up all that C time, those last 30 seconds. And, you said it might end up being a good thing. I feel like, honestly, that hill, that final D hill, the team that starts off holding it almost never finishes holding it, because you can hold it for about the first 2 waves of pushes, and then that third wave hits at the 30-second mark. You lose that one, and then all of a sudden you realize, oh man, we have to break this now before sudden death starts. So all you just see so many teams just start running straight into the hill, not exactly thinking or doing it as methodically as they can, because the time is running out and they're realizing, oh, the score is creeping back up. They're catching up very, very quickly, and it might not be in our favor anymore. And that might be what we just saw there happen twice in a row. So I'm not sure what exactly is going to be changing with Favela's King of the Hill. I'm not sure if, maybe that C hill might be fought for maybe till the end from now on. I'm not sure, but that early rotation to that D hill is starting to feel good at the start of it, but it never ends up really working out for the end of it. You guys saw Right Turtle rotating early both times and ended up not able to retake it once again when they needed to rush into the site. As you guys saw, Ink, Frag Out, Gronky, Delena just absolutely clutched up and tied the series up 1-1. And right now in this strikeout, I'm looking at my bans. I'm looking at the Ronin ban saying, okay, that one I might have messed up on. Might have messed up on the Ronin ban just a little bit. We might have needed to target ban.
It was the Vi.
Oh yeah, it was the Vi. Excuse me. Yeah, excuse me.
And I've got good news for you.
Man. Oh, yeah.
I've got good news for you. Going into Skyfell, we have our bans. It's Lancer Vi again.
Ooh, Lancer Vi. Okay, I'm not really surprised. Similar game styles now that the spawns are flipping with King of the Hill and Strikeout. So we're hopping right into the game. We're not going to waste any of your guys' time. We're going to get this thing started right now. You guys already know Skyfell. This is definitely one of my top, probably my favorite cinematographic, as I like to call it, that we have, man. The pre-map fly-in. It's absolutely beautiful, man. This globe right here is just what I love, man. That thing is absolutely beautiful. Coming over on that zip line side, just such a beautiful map is Skyfell. Everyone's already auto locked in, and it's almost a mirror match. Almost a mirror match. So we got a switchblade on both sides. We have a chalk on both sides. We have a fixer on both sides. But we have a revive coming through in this strikeout. We do have a Dahlia coming out from Polza, and Fragout is going to be on the Kestrel. Now, what are your thoughts about this Dahlia v Kestrel changeup?
I mean, the way he was beaming in game number 1, I'm okay with it, especially since you mentioned strikeout. There is the respawn tickets on the top of your screen. 16 per team to start off with, meaning you have 20 lives to work with. You run out of those, and, well, you lose the round. So the revive coming in could be handy. But again, like you said, the way these two teams are playing, they are finishing kills. They are playing to the death, tooth and nail, with the amount of utility and everything coming out. And look at that! We talked about the Dahlia. There it is. Gronky getting taken out by Pulse. He start things off pretty strongly. Prosper and Emis also finding some knocks themselves, and it is starting off pretty well once again here in the beginning of a respawn for the side of Right Turtle. But still, that's what happened last game, and we know the result of that one now.
Oh, yeah. And right now, it looks like the retake is coming in. I like the plays coming out of Justus. It looks like Prosper is going to be able to pick up Ink and Elena, and they're still going to hold this site. And after this second, they're going to be up 4 whole lives, and that's exactly the situation that they find themselves in now. Now up 5 as Gronky gets finished. The revive is going to be coming through. My goodness, when you're getting revives, you're feeling good. Frag out, he goes down, gets finished, and this is just an absolute bloodbath right now. Now a 7-point difference. And they're going to need to step this up immediately if Justus wants any chance of winning this first round, because it is going downhill, and going downhill quick for them, as it is 3 seconds until another tick is gone. And they're going to be dying yet again before the tick even happens. So that's 2-3 ticks dropping immediately. Now a 7-point game, only 5 spare lives on the side of Justus.
Usually we say that is not a good trade coming out from Paulsa there, as he takes a 2v1, doesn't even get it down. Even if he did, probably wouldn't have the chance to finish it before he gets killed. But at the same time, he's dragging 2 people away from that objective, and at that moment, it ticked away and took 2 respawns away. So smart play, but not a smart play at the same time. He's kind of got lucky there, if you ask me. Emis finds another one onto Delana, and walking behind Slop. Hello, knock knock, it's the mirrored chalk behind you. So he takes him down. Frag using the Halo drones to finish it off, and Gronky, Delana finding one apiece again, and now everything's starting to roll, it looks like, for Justus, as they are narrowing the gap, only down by 5 now, 8-3 when you're looking at the tickets left for each team. The lead still in favor of Right Turtle.
Oh, yeah. And a 6-point deficit currently for Justus. It was starting to look a little bit better. I'm surprised Ink hasn't used that rage to go after a kill. He's been holding on to it for about 30 seconds now. Extremely low is he. Emes gonna be in a 1v, only able to hit the 1 headshot on Gronky as he takes him out. Ink using that rage, gonna be going into that site. Nice stuff coming out of him. Is gonna be sadly headshotted. Nice shots coming out of Prosper with a 24S from range. Hitting that headshot was not easy. And right now they are going to be holding this site, but they only have 1 spare life. Chalk is currently down. He is going to get revived, though, so not going to be going down to 0 just yet. But they might be doing that right now, as he's going to need to win that gunfight. That's a big one from Gronky on Prosper, but that's the final spare life, and that's going to be on Delena. So now 0 lives. You cannot die if you're the side of Justus. And there's already Ink going down. Now it's going to be a 3v7. We've seen Gronky and Frag do some things. Frag's able to get the first down. Gronky's able to get 2 more. That's a 3-piece. And you guys can see Frag sadly goes down to Polza, but Delina does take out Polza in return. So we got a straight up 2v3 now. Gronky takes down Prosper. Is this revive going to come through? All three players are right there. It should come through. 45 seconds currently left on this timer, which means that they are going to need to take control of it. Now, this is amazing from Gronky to be able to get into this position because they're going to come right down here in front of him. Oh my goodness, if they come right down here. No, it looks like they might be going out the window on the backside as well. If Prosper is going to be coming here, this could be extremely bad for them. Not exactly sure. Two people are going to be pinching Delina on the front side. And now Gronky going to need to hit these shots. Is going to be downing one, needing to take out two more. Not going to happen. And that is going to be Right Turtle going up 1-0 in this series.
I think he maybe should have pulled the trigger a little bit sooner when the first two members were going through, because those two members collapsed onto his teammate and took him out while he was winning one gunfight against a Switchblade. So yes, he gets he gets a 1 down there, but can't get the other 2 when his teammate goes down to them. Maybe pull the trigger a little bit sooner. Sometimes too much patience is not a virtue, and that's exactly what could have been the problem at that point. Now 1-0 coming into this second round of our strikeout game. Right Turtle lead the way. And it's also interesting to see that the Chalk and Switchblade are not the ones getting linked to with the Dahlia. It's the Fixer. They want to keep him alive. Plus, decent enough passive for the Dahlia
and strike
to
out
be
that
using
passive.
herself.
That passive is so
Yeah, they
good
try
in
to run away.
strikeouts.
You slow them down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, not getting away from Fixer. He is one character you just cannot run away from. And you definitely can't run away in a smoke. And right now, it looks like Emes and Right Turtle currently have the strikeout point at the start, but some trades coming out. Polza able to get a couple. That's going to be a full team wipe, it looks like, if they're going to be able to take out Frag. And yes, they are. That is a full, complete team wipe, and they're going to have control of this. Now, this right here, I have played a lot of strikeout in the past. This is a hard point to break. Essentially, the team is going to know exactly where you're going to be coming from. It's very hard to get a split spawn where 2 of your players are on one side of the map and 2 are on the other. So all 4 are going to be coming from this side, and we're going to need to see some big plays. Fragout is able to get 2, and those are the big plays that I'm talking about. You got to get these trades, and he's already gotten 2. Sadly, having to reload, getting caught out there. Flashbangs coming out. Delina is going to be downing 1. Ink downing another. Trades coming out. 3-point game right now.
3 points. The only differential. Make that 4 now as the shots are coming through. Slop, Emis, Prosper, all getting the better end of their opponents at that moment. Justus starting to fall behind once again. This is not looking good for him. It's an even larger gap than what was towards the later half of that second round, or that first round, excuse me. More shots coming through. The Chaos Launcher looked like made some noise. Gronky did find Prosper and Pulsa. He gets a double. Still wasn't enough. No respawns available for Justus at this moment. 8 still on the board for Right Turtle. And like you said, this is a hard objective to break back into. And the longer they keep it, I guess it doesn't matter anymore. There are no respawns to bleed out from Justus, so what can they do? The round can end if they hold that objective for too long.
Yeah, but it's going to be all but over, as it is a 1v10 right now for Gronky. We've seen him do some things, but haven't seen a 1v10 yet. Still waiting for that one to happen, but that is a 2-0 strikeout advantage for the side of Right Turtle. They're looking extremely good right now, just right back to their respawn form that we've seen them in last month.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they just needed a warm-up. Maybe they just made a few mistakes that Justus were able to capitalize on in that King of the Hill game 2. But this time around, look at Emis on the board there. 18 elims, 8 downs, and 12 assists. He's dabbing in each category there. I wouldn't be surprised if he had a revive or 2. He's looking to put up, and you know, there's current talks possible.
There's current talks about the respawn delay getting extended a little bit more to make your lives matter just a little bit more in King of the Hill and things like that. So we might see some more revives characters coming out in these respawn game modes eventually, which would be very interesting to see. You already see the Dahlia out. That might be more prevalent in the future. In the future. as it's currently a 2-point lead. And right now, with their first lead of this entire game, a 4-point lead for the side of Justus inside of this inner B point, if you will, on this statue.
I played Last of Us multiplayer pretty competitively back in the days there, Roman. They had the most interesting respawn timer, the most interesting one I've ever seen. There was no specific timer of when you would respawn or how long it would take you. Instead, every time the game clock had a 5 at the end, you could respawn. So technically every 5 seconds, but if you die, it's every 5 or 0, right? So if you die at like the 1:15 second, 1 minute 15, you would respawn at 1:10. But if you die at 1:11, you still respawn at 1:10.
Yeah, that makes sense. We've seen that from, Call of Duty, like Capture the Flag, things like that, where it's just a rotating respawn timer, a universal one for everyone. We've seen a 7.5, things like that. I'm not sure how that would play out for this one, but this is an absolute wiping from Justus. They are deleting them on this hill. I'm not sure if it's the location or if they're just starting to feel better with their rogue selections. But right now, aside from some mishaps, they're looking extremely, extremely good on this third round. Currently up. Ooh, man, and is the revive going to come through? It actually is, but I don't think it's going to matter all too much.
Oh, my goodness. MS 1, 2, 3. Rome. Ooh, almost caught the better end of frag as well with the triple. Still wasn't enough. I told you, MS trying to put numbers everywhere. Look at that. He does have a revive on the fixer. Already with the triple-double in his hand and a revive to his name as well. Pulsa out there playing the Dahlia. No revives. 2 for Slop at the moment. Maybe the
and
Pulsa just felt more comfortable gunning.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive that Frag actually has 3 revives. You do not see revives a lot in this strikeout game mode, unless obviously you have a Dahlia or potentially a Saint. Haven't seen Saint in the top play of competitive for strikeout yet, but never say never. You never know how things are going to go. But I want to stay on with Gronky as he's currently got 21, and he's in a battle with Emes. He's going to take him out, let him know, look, I am here, and I am the fixer. Might have been frag out when it was the sniper meta, but in this Deadeye fixer meta, it's all me, baby. And he's going to be taking out Emes and Prosper Logic. Frag out, his partner in crime, going to be taking out Polza. Emes trying to do what he can to come back and take out Ink. But right now, tie game. But the point is in favor of Justus. Dahlia Link going to be coming through on the fixer yet again. Not sure if he was waiting to decide on who to link with or what, but that slowing passive is going to be in that Dahlia's back pocket for the rest of this round.
And it's looked like this objective the first time around was still in favor of Right Turtle, but it was a lot closer than the rest of the rounds from what it seemed at the beginning. Nice Ink with the nice Semtex. Pulsa just going through the reload motion, thought he was clear of it, and by the time he realized it was too late, Delana finds Slop as well. Flashbangs everywhere right now. I can't see.
Yeah,
I feel like I just got raided.
Yeah, this is the issue with 2 characters with flashbangs, is flashbangs can be upgraded to carry 2. So every time that one of them dies, they spawn up with 2 flashbangs, which means that at any point in time, there are 8 flashbangs on the map at a current time. So we might be seeing a lot of widescreen as we did, I think, 4 POVs back to back there. That was pretty hilarious.
Listen, I don't know if Scott is in chat. I don't know if Scott's in chat or any other devs, but please, spectator mode should not have to get flashbanged. If we see the little white icon on their eyeballs, that's good enough for me. But I don't need to get flashbanged. I'm tired of it. It's been months.
Maybe like some white around the edges, something like that. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Pulsa finds a double. He ends up going down shortly after. And oh my goodness, frag. Shooting a C4 on the ground, getting it down with it, turning the corner and finding Prosper as well. With the katana in his hand, I would have been very surprised if he hit someone with that. Emis getting doubled down by Gronky and Ink after the revive had come through from the Dahlia.
Yeah,
Delana
and
did find Slop.
This is another white blue. We got ourselves in overtime yet again. We have seen the final round in now the demolition, and now we're going to see it in the strikeout. as it is currently 2-2. And my goodness, Gronky, he dropped another 6 kills to add to his tally that round, and he is just absolutely farming in this lobby. He's got 10 more kills than the next highest player, currently sitting at 27 downs. My goodness, Blue. Ink currently 17 downs to Lena. Only 9 on the Switchblade, but he does have 21 assists and 31 elim, so he might be feeling a little bit like Steve Nash with the assists. You know, it's all good, though. It's all good. As long as your team is winning and they were able to win those 2 rounds, we thought it might be a swift 3-0 after the quick 2-0 lead. But right now, Justus making a name for themselves. We're going back to this C point, though. This one is Chaos, and fitting enough, we got the Chaos launcher being rocketed from both teams out. Now, Kestrel's coming out as well. So many explosives, not a trophy in sight. Everything is going to be coming up, just waiting on the flashbangs at this point. Dahlia gonna be doing what she does best with that DMR, taking out so many players. Fixer slowing him down. You're not running around that corner, baby. And he's gonna be taking out everybody in sight, and that's a quick 2-point advantage for the side of Right Turtle. Still sticking at 2 points. Frag out, trying to play this stalker padded character. Not gonna be able to creep around the backside as they were ready for it. The hand res gonna be coming through. Flash is gonna be coming out, and Chalk, he's ready for action, but he is gonna be 36 HP and flashed, and he is gonna need to do absolutely everything he can to stay alive at this point. Slopodopoulos is in absolute war. Simtex is coming at him as well. No tenacity on him, so he's gonna be going down. Nice shot by Gronky. Simtex from Ink. 3-piece coming out from the side of Justus, and they have retaken this site and tied this game up in tickets, Blue.
Man, this was the hill that was purely dominated by Right Turtle earlier in this game. Now it's looking a lot more even. Justus trying to figure out how to break through. Emish does find one. Doesn't have any teammates with them. Gets met face-to-face with Ink, but Ink will win that one with the D40C up close. Now Delana trying to make some noise himself. Emish will get revived, it looks like. And now jumping all over the place is Delana. He's starting to put up some big numbers here.
And that was the big switch, because that's a 2-point advantage, and they have the point with 15 seconds until it's a 3-point advantage, so they're going to need to flood this in. They have complete control of it. Is there going to be a pinch coming in? I don't believe so. I think all 4 players are going to be coming from one side on the side of Right Turtle. They might be setting up an elongated pinch, but it doesn't look that way. Ink is able to take out Slop, which is a big one, and there was the attempt at a pinch, but Ink was able to take out 2 players, one with a Simtex and one with his Gunny. And now that's just going to make it even more hard, because now Prosper just has to wait. He doesn't have a choice. They needed the pinch to happen, but since the pinch, the 2 on the other side did get taken out. Now Prosper, he's got to make something happen. They're down 5, and this is not looking good for them at all. This might have been a straight-up reverse sweep for the side of Justus. I'm not going to call it right now, because we've seen some crazy comebacks every single map, it seems like. But right now, it's looking very good for Justus, as they have control of the site. Trades coming out, and trades are a good thing if you're up 5 points.
And a team kill there with the Chaos Launcher will not help out Justus Pro for the time being. No respawns available for the side of Right Turtle, and they have 1 member down. Make that 3. 2 members down. Oh, and that looks like it might be it, as all 3 of them were finished off. It's just Pulsa all alone. He does get 1 down, but it is essentially 9 versus 1 here.
Yeah, 9 versus 1, time to run away and try to pad those stats. But that's not what he's going to do, as that is going to be a straight-up reverse sweep, and my goodness, my goodness, Blue. That was an amazingly close match and a straight-up comeback. I am so happy that we just witnessed that again. These matches are so intense and so close. I'm just so excited, man. I'm so happy.
I mean, the tables, the turns have tabled here. It is all respawns dominated by Justus Roco, and meanwhile, the demolition was won by the team that formerly beat Justus Roco in all of their respawn modes. We're going to another respawn here, but before we get these replays on the screen, I just want to say this is totally flipped from what we saw last month. So walk us through what happened. They were up 2-0 in strikeout, and they end up losing 3-2. So walk us through this from what happened for Right Turtle here.
It honestly looked like, Kestrel at the start of a strikeout, she's not going to have all too much utility, not going to have the double stems, things like that. But it seemed like after round 2, once they started getting their full kit, they ended up punishing this Dahlia comp, and the reses and the revives just can't come through against so much explosiveness. when you have the Chalk with the Simtex and the Rage, when you got the Fixer with the C4, it's just so many explosive Switchblade with that big old and Kestrel with her ult as well. It's just so many explosives, and the revives ended up not coming through nearly as much. I would actually love to see how many revives specifically that they did get on this Dahlia, because I would be surprised if it was a ton. But man, the C4s getting shot, that's when you know you're vibing. It was one total revive on the Dahlias. Wow. So yeah,
Yes, it was right here. This is the revive right here.
Oh man. Yikes. Oh man, that is just rough. But yeah, they were able to punish this Dahlia comp, and because those spawn timers are not exactly the longest right now, it is sometimes better just to go ahead and bleed out, respawn, get that pinch again. Right now, that is a quick 3-0, as that is a reverse sweep, man. That is crazy. Being down 2-0, then flipping that into a 3-0. Who else can do it, man? I'm not surprised in the slightest.
Well, the same team that was able to hold down King of the Hill in sudden death, not once, but twice in a row for so long, pretty much an entire minute, both times it seemed. But game number 3-2 on Skyfell for strikeout goes in favor of Justus Roco. They now lead the series 2-1. We're going to Breach for King of the Hill. Both of these teams winning their King of the Hills on Breach yesterday in their semifinal matchup. What do you come to expect from these two teams going into Breach this time around?
An absolute bloodbath. I don't know what the bans are going to be. I'm guessing it's still going to be Lancer and Vi, as these teams have played against each other multiple times in Respawn. Both of the respawns were extremely close, so I'm guessing that they're going to be comfortable using those bans again. So I wouldn't be surprised at that, which means we'll most likely be seeing a Fixer yet again. Now, I'm not sure if Gronky is going to say, you know what, I'm going to sit EMS down yet again as the Fixer, but I'm sure that he's up for the challenge. So I think the Fixer is going to go unbanned in this one, I believe as well. The Switchblade is going to go unbanned as well. I'm not sure about the Chalk being picked here. Chalk most likely going to be used by Ink yet again. I'm not so sure about the side of Right Turtle, though, if they're going to be pulling out the Chalk. That might be a player that they swap out for something else. But the flashbangs were definitely a big advantage for them. Now Anvil is another option. We saw so many white screens this last game. Anvil might be a counter to all these flashbangs with the Chalk and the Switchblade. So who knows? Maybe we might see a team swap out their Switchblade, or their Chalk, excuse me, for an Anvil instead, and opt to go with that flashless capability, which might be very, very interesting. I'm not sure what to expect from the picks, but I expect the same bans. That's one thing I can definitely expect.
Well, I can tell you Lancer's been banned again, and it also says Ronin's been banned, but I'm trying to check with production. It is Vi once again. Don't know why the Ronin picture. Ronan's just trying to sneak her way into the topic of discussion any way she can. She gets a buff. Now she's trying to roll up on our graphic screens. Like, Ronan, take a chill pill. We know you just broke out of prison. You're trying to have some fun, but just chill, okay? Take a breather. It will be Lancer Vi getting banned. Our game will be starting, and we're going to be hopping in here to Breach King of the Hill for game number 4. Justus Roco versus Right Turtle. Justus lead 2-1 here. This is the winners finals. If you don't know what that means, it means this is the finals in the winners bracket. The loser of this will go to the finals of the losers bracket, where they will play up against either Best Snake or the Homie Squad. Those two teams still duking it out in losers bracket round 5. For the time being, though, Vi, Lancer, banned out. We see the Switchblade being locked in by Delana. Chalk being locked in for Ink. Meanwhile, on the other side for Right Turtle, Emis, Prosper looking like they're going to be picking Switchblade and Fixer once again.
Yeah, I'm not really surprised about that. Slop going to be going to that Anvil. He's going to be feeling very, very good on it. You know, we saw the Anvil being used extremely well on the favelas, but at the end of the day, they weren't able to hold the hill at the very end when it mattered. And that's the thing that Anvil needs to be used for so much. And oh man, how do you see that this is going down? One team has an Anvil, one doesn't.
Well, the team with the Anvil in our previous King of the Hill did not come out on top. That was game 2, Favelas, where Justus Roco did not have the Anvil, and they were able to win it. Every time Justus brings out something different, it's not working out for them today like it has in the past. Dahlia was no good on Skyfell Strikeout. Anvil didn't work out on Favela's King of the Hill for them. We'll see how it goes this time around. They do have a chalk once again as well.
Yeah, so Pulza is going to be on the chalk, so no Dahlia coming out this time. Going to be opting with the chalk instead, going with those extra flashes and things like that. They might have felt like that might have been part of the reason that came back to bite them, ended up making them lose those final 3 rounds of Strikeout. But now we are going to be getting into this bloodbath, and my goodness, I am ready for these ults to come in, whether it's a Kestrel ult or a Switchblade rocket launcher or flashes. Everything should be coming into this middle right now, and there's the big old rocket doing 67 damage. Going to be taking out Frag in the middle. And right now, it's such a big stalemate as both teams are just trying to get control of this middle area of the map.
I've got to say, Prosper with the 24S on Switchblade, he makes it look like an assault rifle in his hands, the way he is beaming people from so far away. Someone's already setting up for hill number 2, and look at this. I think someone is sneaking behind Frag for the time being. Never mind. Also able to take him out. I was going to say, never mind, that's his teammate, but then that happened. So it was not. D40C's ringing. It's screaming. Emis. He gets screamed on by Ink, however. Woo! Also finds another one on the Grunky. Did Emis and Ink actually down each other?
Yeah,
oh my goodness, up close. D40 and Deadeye downing each other within arm's distance. Grunky still fighting for this objective. His teammates are coming back from the spawns. Look at this. Pulsa not on Dahlia, but already faster on the revive scoreboard.
Oh yeah, big time. And if you're able to get one, then that's a very good thing. But right now they do need to break this hill. Still controlling it is currently Justus, as they do need to break down into this lower half. And a lot of teams have swapped their thinking around. They used to think that this side that right turtle is on is the side that you wanted to hold, but it actually is the side of Justus. You want to hold that backside because you spawn extremely close and are able to flood into the hill very, very easily. And they're able to pick up almost 60 full seconds on that hill alone. My goodness, but we are going to see the early C rotation. Now, this is the money hill, so he is going to go ahead and block off that very back door to make sure that if they do, and Ink is going to need to make the play. Ink is by himself. He is by himself and going to need to make the play for Justus if they want to break this hill. Rage getting popped. He flashed one, going to be taking him out. Now looking for Slop. He's looking for even more. Trophies going to be going down to allow his team to really do what they need. Going to be putting shots into EMS, letting him know you're not safe, buddy. Prosper Logic gonna be coming up these stairs, contesting him, but not after he flies off the top ropes and finishes off Slop. And sadly, Pulza gonna be coming up behind him, taking him out. Right now, Gronky trying to catch him, not able to slow him down enough. Pistol gonna be coming out and doing EMS dirty, baby. Slop and Pulza able to take out 2 more players. And just like that, we got ourselves still a stalemate currently. Looks like Right Turtle was able to take control of the site for now. Let's see, 30 seconds left. Let's see if there is going to be one more chance for a retake.
Ooh, nice shots coming in from Delana, but Pulsa was able to take out Gronky, so the trade is evened up. 84 for Justus Roco, but it's starting to climb for Right Turtle as they have control. Only 15 seconds remaining. And playing gatekeeper for the rotation right now is Delana. He finds one with it. Maybe they thought that he's going to leave soon. That won't be the case. He's still there. Will he find another one? No, sir. Pulsa down in him. A little bit of help from Emis as well. Fragout finds another one as well. Now the rotation's starting to come through. Prosper, look at him. Wide swinging there onto the backside of Gronky. He knows he's there. Has the Chaos Launcher in his hands. Puts it away. Wants to use it, but doesn't want to use it. We'll see if he does. He ends up doing so. Downs himself, but as well as Gronky. Delana goes and falls to Slop, who falls shortly after. It is a bloodbath, and still, this entire time, the objective has been controlled by Justus, who have the lead and still climbing with only 40 seconds left before a sudden death possibility.
Oh yeah, and right now they are feeling extremely good, up about 50 points. Finally, they're going to be breaking into the hill, but it's not going to be for long as they are going to both Pulza and Slot be dropping to the hands of Gronky on this fixer. And Gronky has been showing that he might be the best Deadeye fixer in the game. He is showing these teams that, look, you guys cannot compete with me. I don't care if it's Slop. I don't care if it's EMS. I'm going to be the fixer. And now Pulza going to be coming back into this site, trying to control it as best he can. No flashes, so going to be a little bit hard to contest. Is able to take out Ink on the site, get the life drain proc, but he is going to get traded out immediately by Delena. Slop going to be taking out Delena in another trade, and now we got a straight up sudden death. Right now, Right Turtle is holding the hill. They got to hold it for another 30 seconds, though, and that is easier said than done, ladies and gentlemen, as Delena is going to be flooding in from the middle portion right now, and this bloodbath going down at the front side is going to be everything that matters, as there is currently 20 seconds left, and it's going to be one push. They do not have time for two pushes. One push matters. You can't die. Ink does go down. Now you need to get the trade, because if you don't get the trades, you're going to lose this round. Trades need to come in. You got to kill Prosper. Got to get Slop off of that Anvil shield. Two players are chilling. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1. There's the flood. 1 player drops, 2 players drops, 3 players drop, and that's going to be a victory screen for the side of Right Turtle. Round 1.
Wow, they do exactly what Justus did to them in the first game. Wait for the retake. Perfectly timed. They take control and hold it in sudden death long enough. This is what we're used to seeing from them, being so dominant on that 4th hill in King of the Hill. That didn't work out for them in the first game, or the second game of this series, being the first King of the Hill. This time, though, they're diving in with a lot more confidence, it seems, as they lead this 1-0 now, dropping in for the second round. And Rome, we talked about the Anvil coming in. I think it works a lot better on that 4th hill on this map than it does Favelas.
Yeah, most definitely. There's really only 3 ways to come in, so you're able to use that shield on one of those 3 instead of one of the 4 on Favelas. But right now, my goodness, some nice shots coming out from Gronky. Nice shots coming off from both teams. Both teams showing why they are considered the top 2 teams in the game for this entire year of 2021. Right now, Pulza looking for Ink, waiting for him off the top ropes. He's going to be hopping out, but that player's going to be getting flashed, and he's going to be taken out by Ink. Gronky picks up another kill himself. 20 seconds left until this next hill. It is going to be on this B site. You can already see Slop. He is trying to hold these spawns right now. Player hopping up. He's going to need to fry Gronky. That's exactly what he's able to do, but Fragout now has the spawns. And this is exactly what I'm saying. Fragout's team currently having the spawns, so if they are going to keep spawning up on that far backside, and this is going to be extremely bad for the side of Right Turtle. They're just not going to be able to break this hill easily. And all 3 players, Gronky, he went down and he's already on the hill. That's what I said. If they have the spawns, they can flood in so easily from that bottom side. It's so hard to fight this hill from this top side, and they're getting absolutely worked. And now they're spawning so far out. It's a 20-second trip just to run over there. It's going to be 40 seconds before you can even fire your gun. And that's when you got to start thinking about the C hill at that point. And like I said, you got to fight for the spawns on this B hill. The B hill can be a money hill if you're playing for that bottom side. And it looks like they are making it so, as 2 times in a row now, Justus Pro has been able to clean up on this B hill. And this might be something that we need to see Right Turtle make an adjustment for next time.
Make an adjustment indeed is what they'll need to do. Moving towards that C hill already. A few members. Only just under 30 seconds remaining on this second hill. The score, however, heavily in favor of Justus, 54-7. Still being neutralized out. No points being taken from the garbage time on that hill. 20 seconds, it looks like, going to waste, as no one will grab any of it. And just as I say that, some garbage time being picked up there by the team leading the way, Justus. This is a commanding 60-point lead going into hill number 3 now, where it is already in control from Right Turtle. They said, never mind about Hill 2. Don't worry about that garbage time. We need to make up the gap here and now before we head into Hill number 4, which we know is going to be a bloodbath. So let's see if we can hold Hill 3 for as long as possible. This is a hill they were able to hold very successfully in the first round, and that led them to being able to make a good comeback in the final moments. This time around, though, it looks like Justus Roco's taking their time on this rotation.
Are they setting up for...
They're setting up for Hill 4.
Oh my goodness, they're not even worried about the third. No way. I've never seen a team do this, whether it's
A
pub,
full
whether it's
75
anything.
seconds.
They're giving up a full 75 to set up for the final hill. I've never seen this before. 20 seconds left. This might come back to bite Justus in the booty. I'm not sure this was the best decision. I've never seen a team do that at the top. What is your thoughts on that? I need to hear your input on that.
Well, it doesn't look like it's working out for him. Right Turtle has noticed what is happening from the side of Justus, and they're saying, you know what? Let's just go fight him over there. Let's see what happens. We only have to leave one person on the objective to soak up the points. You don't get more if there's more people on it, so go ahead. The three of you take a trip down to Crazy Alley, it looks like.
Yeah, and just
Valley.
like that, they get to break it. So that was 20 seconds of hold time that they held it before Right Turtle was able to break it. So they gave up 75 seconds to hold 25. To hold 20, not even 25. That is just not a good exchange.
Doesn't sound like a good trade in my book.
Yeah, and now they have to do what we've said, 30 seconds left, and they don't have the hill. They got to break it right here. Is this going to be the break to flip it? It looks like it just might be. The fire's so close to killing him. It looks like it finally did down him. And now that is a nice retake. Excuse me.
Only 20 seconds.
Out of the side.
Just 15 seconds remaining now. 111 and still climbing. That was probably not the play, giving up hill 3 for the full amount of time. That full duration gave them 75 points and put Right Turtle in prime position. Now he just has to hold them off, and that's exactly what will happen. We're going to game 5 as a 2-0 victory for the side of Right Turtle. That strategy, giving up hill 3 the entire duration. 75 points, especially when maybe they thought we have such a large lead that we can give them the 75 points. Let's just hold them off of the next hill, which is the final hill. And that did not work. They only got 20 points out of it. And then they gave it up with 20 seconds left. And by that time, it was way over. While we watch these replays, Rome, walk us through. What are your thoughts on what we just witnessed? Not just in the second round, but the whole game.
You know, this first round right here, it was great stuff out of Justus. It all came down to the very final hill, this sudden death that you see right here. Players started flying in, but they were just able to wipe them out one at a time. And it was just great stuff coming out of them, going up 1-0, excuse me, on the side of Right Turtle. You guys see Prosper here. He was holding it down on this hill on this second round, and I just don't understand, honestly. I'm still mind blown at the fact that they gave up an entire hill, and that is a power hill. They didn't rotate early for it. They could have decided to do that. Instead, they just gave up the entire time and were only able to get 20 seconds on the fourth hill before they lost it and never got it back. So I don't think that we'll ever see that happen ever again. In comp, I feel like that might have been a learning lesson for the whole community to never do that situation. But, I mean, who knows? Maybe in the future, other maps, that might be a decent strategy. But I just don't see the merit in doing that. I just cannot see the merit in giving up an entire C hill that's a money hill. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, that did not look like it worked out for him. Right Turtle win the King of the Hill on Breach in game number 4, 2-0. Now we're tied at 2 apiece. We're going to a demolition game 5. It'll be on Factory. If you're just joining us and you're like, wow, this is going game 5. This is nothing. First of all, it's nothing short of amazing, but it's also nothing short to be expected when you're watching these two teams go at each other. Justus, Roco, formerly known as Cute Hamster, they've won, what was it, 4 or 5? I mean, February, March, April. Yeah.
June. Yeah, they've won a ton. They've won a ton. I believe they've won about 5 now in a row before this last one. Maybe 4 because of the January one going to Slop and EMS back then. And it looks like we do have an update in the losers bracket. So it seems like Best Snake did actually take out the homie squad in 3-1 fashion, as we do know it was a best of 5 down there. So homie squad is going to be taking home that 4th place prizing, which means that Best Snake going to be moving up into the top 3, and they will be facing the loser of this last map, which is Factory Demolition. And Best Snake, they have a Nice squad over there with Who's That, Canny, Rixie, Gotti. Very, very, very good players on that side waiting for whoever is going to drop down. And neither one of these teams want to drop down because having that advantage going into the grand finals is so massive, as we all know that the person coming from losers bracket has to win 2 best of 5s against the team that they just lost a best of 5 to. It's going to be very, very difficult. It's going to be very, very difficult for whatever team does go down there. Now, I have said before that Factory is a very, in my opinion, Right Turtle favored map. And this is just going to be very, very difficult for the side of Justus in this final map. They're going to really have to tee up. But let's go ahead and take a look at the losers bracket so we can see how things panned out in the grand scheme of things. As you guys can see, in the losers round 3, we had Best Snake going up against Vibes. Vibes ended up taking them out. Takers went up against Beefy Magpie. They took them out. You see Takers went up against Homie Squad. Homie Squad ended up winning that one last night. And then Best Snake played High Donkey last night. Best Snake got the best of them. And now that is the reason that we had the best of 5 between Homie Squad and Best Snake today. And it looks like Best Snake was able to get the best of them. It was a very, very good matchup over there. A grudge matchup like we stated before, but only one team can advance, and that is going to be Best Snake. But definitely salute to the Homie Squad securing that top 4 placing. But now it's going to be all about those top 3 spots. $6,000, $2,000, and $1,000 going to be on the line. I'm not sure what team is going to get it, but I'm sure all these teams are very hungry for that $6,000 chunk of change.
Yes, indeed, Rome. $6,000 is a lot for these teams, and as you mentioned, we did take a look at the losers bracket there. Best Snake moving on. Homie Squad, they get 4th place. It's still good, but I know they are probably not happy with it. I know you're not happy with it because that's kind of like you're very near and dear to that squad. Let's talk about this next game though. Factory game 5 between Justus and Right Turtle. It's tied at 2 apiece in the series, and we have our bans that just came in. Justus, they're banning out Fixer this time around. They don't want to have to deal with it in a demolition, especially on a map like this. And then Right Turtle, they're banning out Anvil. They don't want to have to deal with that on defense or offense. So maybe the Switchblade obviously won't have to worry about shooting at a shield for defuses. But
I'm sorry. That was a weird ban.
You're making some faces.
Yeah, that Anvil ban threw me off because that's going to change the entire playstyle, because we've seen Justus yesterday. They ran no trench, only Anvil. So they ran Anvil as their one trophy character. I believe that we've seen Right Turtle do it as well. So the fact that there's Glitch on the table, we've seen them ban Glitch before, right? So now Glitch is available and open. So is Glitch going to be picked? Is Justus going to decide we're not going to be doing the Glitch meta, even though that there isn't even an Anvil on the map? That means that Glitch is going to be extremely good for getting rid of those trench trophies. So I'm very surprised at the Anvil ban coming out here, as well as the Fixer ban on top. I'm guessing that Justus is the one that banned Fixer, and then maybe they got hit with the sneaky Anvil ban. So who knows? Maybe they're going to be forced into this Glitch meta, or they're just going to not do it, go with the basic Trench, Dahlia, Vi, and a Kestrel on defense and even on offense, because there's no Anvil shield, so it's going to be extremely hard to plant for Cylinder. There's no Anvil shield to fuse, so it's going to be extremely hard to retake if you do get the plant down for Cylinder, which is going to be hard for both teams regardless. And both of these teams are the 2 best teams in the game. So I expect this to be an extremely defensive sided map. I'm not sure how these teams are going to play the B site with no Anvil. It's going to be very hard because if you plant the bomb, the second that you get to that L box, they're just able to util dump it out, and they're going to be able to defuse it without you even seeing them. So we're hopping right into the game. Don't want to waste any of your guys' time because I'm excited to see how this one is going to play out, what rogues are going to be selected. If we're going to see the basic Factory 4, as I like to call them, the Factory 4, the Trench, the Dahlia, the Vi, and the Kestrel, we'll see if it is going to still be that same 4 mirror match comp on both sides with these interesting bans coming out. I'm very excited to see how this map is going to play out.
Yeah, we were talking about these teams and their history. I mean, they've been going back and forth for a while now. I mean, the first ever was a $8,000 event. That was in December. That was won by what was a former version of Cute Hamster at the time. And then the second $8,000 event in January was won by Era Eternity, which was a former version of Right Turtle. And then, it was 3 straight 10Ks for Justus. And then last month, well, Right Turtle finally were back on top of the podium. So these two teams still fighting for that first place spot. The winner of this, however, will get a spot in the grand finals.
Oh, yeah.
As we see the
And
rogues
right
coming
now,
through. What are you thinking, Rome?
I'm not surprised at all. I'm expected to see the basic Factory 4, but I think the Factory 4 did now change with Switchblade in the meta in place of Kestrel. You know, a lot of people feel like she's just a better version of Kestrel. She has flashbangs as well. One thing Kestrel doesn't have. Kestrel does have the stems, but in Demolition, the flashbangs can be so good for retaking. And this is a very aggressive comp. So we got a glitch on one side and a chalk on the other, but the rest is going to be a mirror match with Dahlia, Trench, and Switchblade coming out on both of these squads. This is going to be very, very explosive. This is going to come down to the glitch. EMS is going to need to go absolutely massive. It's open. There's a reason that glitch gets banned on Factory almost every single time. It is such a powerful ban because it's such a powerful pick on this map. And right now, this glitch is going to have free reign over all of the trophies that are going to come out on this offensive side of Justus Roco. So I said it's going to be a defensive-sided map. Glitch is on defense. That means he's going to be able to flank for free. He's going to know if people are going to be able to, do that. He's not going to need to worry about getting an anvil shield down if somebody's trying to plant for cylinder. And so this is really going to be EMS's playground. I'm going to be totally honest. EMS is literally going to be able to make whatever play he wants simply because of all that intel. He is the only intel character on the map. And EMS right now, I'm guessing, is going to be playing on an island. And yes, he's going to be calling out for his team about these players. And he is trying to let them know as he's got somebody on that pad already. So he is just waiting. He does spot Gronky as well. Going to be letting his team know that at least Gronky is over here already. And I believe he already had Ink on his radar. So that is 2 already confirmed over in this area at this A site. Now, I said this is going to be very defensive heavy. The glitch on defense is very interesting. Wow, and Prosper just holding a rocket behind a box. Man, I would hate to be the person walking up to that thing. But they are in a stalemate as well. It looks like Delena, the 2 Switchblades, are just staring at each other as they're in a stalemate on the B site. And this is the reason that I said it's going to be a defensive-sided map. It's just going to be very hard for the offense to make any play, period. So, Blue, what do you think they're going to end up doing here? Do you think they're going to end up going with an A push or a B push?
I don't know which way they're going to end up going. It is going to be difficult for them considering most of the intel will be in favor of the defense with that glitch iPhone in his hands. But, I also want to touch on Delena has been playing Switchblade for this squad all day today through these 5 games. Yesterday, we thought maybe it would be Ink. I thought it would be Delena to begin with, and it's looking like that. It has been the swap over for today. Shots coming through smokes onto main on that A site. And the sound of the bomb being planted has gone down. Big flashbang coming through. Frag out, takes down Pulsa. Ink finds Slop. Finishes him off for free. The bomb has been planted as well. And like you were mentioning, defense might be difficult once the smokes come out. There's no shield to plant behind, but there's also no shield to defuse. That's why I thought the attacking side might have the advantage. A couple punches, shots coming out from Gronky as well. And once again, the pistol round in Demolition goes in favor of Justus.
Yeah, and right there, the execution was just perfect on the side of Justus. If you're going to do a push, you got to be coordinated, and that's exactly what they were able to do. They are definitely one of the most, if not the most coordinated teams in the game. So seeing them do a play like that and do it to perfection, I wish I could say I'm surprised, but honestly, I'm really not. So we're going to definitely need to see the defense pick it up as they know that they made some mistakes that round that they can definitely correct. Sometimes you over-peaked. You don't expect utility. You're not ready for all of the flashbangs. You're not ready for the chalk to be pushing you with 175 HP. It looks like EMS right now going to be creeping, and there's nobody over here, so this is exactly what I'm saying. If he sees one person highway, and now he doesn't have anyone on his radar, he's going to know that there's nobody back in the very back, and he's going to be able to hit a full flank. Now, the question is does Delena, who is in highway, see him? I would love to go to Delena's POV if Delena knows that he is here right now. If Delena is playing for this glitch, and it looks like it's Ink, actually. It looks like it is Ink, so Ink is the player in the highway now, as they did swap out. So he does have him on his radar. This is some big brain plays right here. This is all mind games right now. Glitch is trying to figure out exactly where Ink is. Ink is trying to figure out exactly how Glitch is playing. Like I said, Ink doesn't have intel, so he doesn't know if Glitch is pushed up on any barriers or anything like that, but he does know that somewhere Glitch has him on his pad. Now, if Ink does have a good headset, which I'm sure he does, he is going to hear Glitch hopping up at that half wall. But right now, it's so stagnant. We're halfway through the round, and we have seen absolutely nothing happen yet. Flash is going to be coming out. Barbed wire going to be coming out. That's doing 10 damage because that does damage now. So you got to watch out. You can't just stay there. Now, one thing that I'm surprised at and that I'm actually interested to look at is players on the offensive side when they plant the bomb to put. Oh, man, that Chalk is going to be pushing him, and EMS is going to get taken out. Great play by Ink. He knows, look, I got 175 health. You don't. And he's going to use that to his advantage. And now Prosper's in a 1v3 by himself. And EMS got a little bit too hungry on the flank. And maybe the flanks just might not be the game plan for EMS at this point. Might need to play a little bit more passive or help out his team on the front side a little bit more.
Yeah, help them out on the front side a little bit more. Might be needed. Look at the scoreboard. Prosper Logic, the only one with a down at the time. I mean, Slop helped out with that. That's why he's got credit for an elim and an assist. But still, nothing is working for the defensive side. That's what you said going into this. It might be very defensive heavy because you're not able to plant for Cylinder. But as soon as Anvil gets banned, I thought, okay, they can go towards A. They can plant in the open for their own side of their map, and nothing can be done about it unless the defense pushes into them or just have a great coordinated smoke retake, because right now no shield is really affecting them. But again, they must have a plan. They're the ones who banned out the Anvil to begin with. Gronky takes out Emis, and once again the bomb is being planted. Ink finds another one. And now only two members standing, but they find two in return. Slop and Prosper with the Chaos Launcher and the Assault Rifle. They finished off one of them, but Dahlia gets revived. So it's back to being a 3v2. Gets instantly down once again. Prosper trying to make some noise coming out of Cubby now. Takes out another one, wins the gunfight against Frag. Now look at Slop coming from behind, but Delena is sneaking.
He's got the rocket.
Has the Chaos Launcher, launches it out. Can he find both of them? One goes down, that's Prosper. Slop all alone, gets the rejuvenation on his health bar, but now has to make a move for the bomb. Smokes come out, but we already know where he is. He's on the bomb. Can he find it fast enough? No, sir. Delena clutching it up. 3-0 now, Justus leads.
Yeah, and a little bit of body shooting came in. I saw that, Delena. I saw the body shooting. A lot of people had them down on this map, you know, and it might be wild, but we might actually see the favorite team almost for each map lose that map, which would be absolutely incredible, because we have seen Justus struggle so many times on this map. But right now on offense, they are making it look clean, but it is honestly Ink doing it all for them yet again. He was able to pop that rage. The util dumped the cut. They have 4 flashes, I believe, already on their team, which is absolutely incredible. Yes, 2 flashes on the side of Ink. I believe Switchblade has 2 flashes as well. And when you have that many flashes, you're able to push out this site because you can only have a max of 3 trophies. So if you have 3 trophies and 4 flashes, you throw 4 flashes in the cut, one's bound to land, you push that with that Chalk ult, then they're able to get cut control. Trench went on bomb, was able to plant immediately, and Delena did just see EMS crouch on over. So now we are most likely going to see Justus try to play for him in some capacity, whether it's coming through highway or just all out pushing the front side. And it looks like Ink is going to be the one playing for him in the back. So they did see him cross, so right now they have him pinched. They don't want him to come through highway, and they don't want him to come through the back spawn. And Ink is literally just waiting at that back wall. Looks like the highway play is going to be the choice for EMS, as no one's currently on his radar. Now, Delena did see this player cross, so now he's looking for him, and there's 2 that he's got to fight, and he finds himself in the same exact situation, this time getting taken out by Gronky with that DMR. And yep, just like I expected, they played for him, which they love to do whenever they catch somebody flanking. Great stuff coming out of Justus. Flash is coming out because there's no trophies currently in the cut, so you don't even need to burn the rest of them. That Molly is not going to be hitting anything except for himself, but Delena currently in a 4v3. He's holding 2 people. Flash is coming out, trying to just keep them at bay, which is going to hit both of them. So a nice flash play coming out of him. And now it is a 4v2, and this is looking amazing for the side of Justus, as this is extremely clean offensive play.
Fairly clean from the offensive side thus far. I mean, they're just waiting for Emis and they catch him off guard every time. They know that he's trying to make a play from behind them, and so what they're doing is they're just being patient, just waiting for him. And man, the defense is having a tough time here. But Prosper all alone in the back of the attacker's spawn. He knows the bomb's probably going to tick away, go boom. I mean, it's going to be 4-0 here. We talked about Anvil being banned. You said, the offense might have a tough time. I said the defense might have a tough time. But right now, it's looking all offensive. Not just because the Anvil's not there for the defuse and the retake, but also the glitch. 0 downs, 0 elims, 0 assists, 0 revives, just zeros across the board for the man. I mean, Ennis is he's doing the same thing over and over again. It's the definition of insanity, and nothing is working out. It's the same result every time. What needs to change, Roco?
Honestly, what needs to change is how he's playing. I said it after the second round when he had gotten picked off in Highway the first time. I said he needs to play more with his team on this B site, and it looks like that's exactly what he's going to be doing. Now, I do play a whole lot of glitch, so you got to understand, once people start to play for you, you can't be that island player anymore, and you're just going to need... Ooh, this might be a nice opportunity for him to get a pick on frag. And if he's able to get the full kill on this trench, that could be massive. Now, I'm not sure if EMS is going to challenge this up front or if he is going to relax and play more passive and back up once they come here. But he's going to be pulling out that phone, trying to get all the numbers that he can. He only has frag out, so he knows, ooh, he would have seen that player cross. That would have been very good information. Sadly, didn't get that on his board. And now Ink, the man of the hour, he's already used his rage. And not sure why, not sure, what exactly happened, but he is going to be coming back toward this B site, and they are going straight at this glitch. And this time, EMS is getting out, but sadly, his teammate does go down. A trade does come out. Reses are coming out on this L box in front of EMS. Looks like everyone's just going to get revived. 4v4, half of the timer is down. It's 45 seconds left, and they still got a plant. Looks like they're rotating back over to this A site because Ink already got control of it, and that's what over-rotating can do. And it's not just Ink. It looks like Ink and Delina both have control of A site. They completely gave up A site on the side of Right Turtle. You just cannot give control of A site up just because it looks like they're going over to B, and they got jebaited right there. And now it's a 4v2 retake, and this is not going to work out for them.
Little bit of an overcommit there from Ink. He did get a double kill, gave himself up there at the end, but the bomb's been planted pretty much about halfway through. The glitch EMP will come as well, meaning there'll be no barb, no trophies in his way. There's a barb towards the right of the bomb from your POV currently. Gronky goes down. Bomb's at 75%. They just need to clear out 2 more members, but it's just glitch all alone.
Oh!
Almost
able
finds
to take
another
him out.
one. Almost wins that battle there, but unfortunately he falls. 5-0 now. Justus still leading the way in dominant fashion.
It is dominant fashion, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. The reason I'm saying that's because we have seen a comeback in almost every single round. It feels like we've almost seen a comeback in this series. This has been an absolute incredible series to watch. So I'm definitely not counting out the side of Right Turtle. We just got to see how they adjust when they end up going on this offensive side. This chalk might end up being the play. With Anvil being banned, you know that everyone's going to be able to be flashed. And we've already seen the flashes come out in numbers on both sides, but the chalk has been able to use it to do it whenever he wants to get control of that A site, which is amazing stuff out of him. Looks like Delina using a little bit of rogue expertise to not pop his head up, is able to take out Slot for the first blood. Now full killing the Dahlia res on the trench. That means that now you're going to be able to figure out where a couple players are at, and after you do that, you can just absolutely flood them out with that chalk hole, as there's going to be almost nothing they can do. And my goodness, Gronky going absolutely massive, getting that down on EMS. It looks like Ink gonna be taking him out as well. My goodness, that is all she wrote. Wow. And that is a 6-0 advantage. And like I said, once you figure them out where they're at, they have no revives. You can just run right at them. You saw the trench running straight at them because he knows he's gonna get Dahlia res by Gronky. Gronky, we haven't seen him on Dahlia all that much, but right now, Gronky is on Dahlia and he is vibing out. And he is getting all these clutch reses, getting these clutch trades. And right there, Gronky showing why he is considered one of the top players in this game.
Yes, indeed. He is doing a great job on the Dahlia, not just in this game, but today overall. We watched him play it in game number 1 of this series. The attacking side of Justus Roco leading 6-0. Dominant performance here thus far, especially if they're able to win one more. I mean, winning 8-0 against either of these squads is such an amazing feat, but let's hold the phone on that right now. Anything could happen.
Oh yeah,
For the side
anything
of
can
Right
always
Turtle.
happen. And they already took out the glitch, so yet again, EMES goes down. EMES is just having an extremely bad day, and right now we're going to be seeing a push come out of them, I'm pretty sure, pretty fast. Delina is able to take out Prosper, though, but that's 2 more downs for the side of Right Turtle. Now, are they going to be able to get the revives? It looks like the revives are coming through on the side of Justus. Another down coming out, but it's a 3v2 now. And just the reses and the trades coming out from Justus end up giving them the advantage. They're trying to get another res again, and they got I believe, 3 revives in this one round alone. Great stuff coming out of Justus. They have been the best reviving team in the game, and showing it yet again why they are. Inc was about to go Planet B for free. Not even necessary, as they are up 7-0. Bodies are being shot, players are down bad, and losers bracket is 1 round away.
1 round away as we are swapping sides, and it's halftime here in game number 5. And it is not looking good for Right Turtle. You say it's 1 round away, losers bracket. That's because it's 7-0 currently. And Emis locking in the glitch once again. Poor performance, for a lack of better words, if you ask me, for that first half. Trying way too many times to be on an island all alone. And that's exactly what happened. He got left all alone in the grave by Justus Roco. They looked for him, they waited for him, whatever it may have been. They did not let the flank bother them at all. Their rotations were looking crispy. And now we see a Vi on the offensive side the defensive side for Justus Roco. Meanwhile, a trench on the offensive side for Right Turtle. We do see a trench on the defensive side as well with the Dahlia Link, and of course a Switchblade, considering how dominant she has been in any game so far.
Yeah, so this time the only thing that they are going to be switching up is, instead of having a chalk, they're going to have a Vi for the defense, which is something that I extremely like. It actually counters the chalk if you're able to use your Molly and your Vi poison at the right times. It's just great thinking coming out of them, using this Factory 4, as I like to call it. These 4 rogues are just so good in the Dahlia, the Vi, the Trench, and the Switchblade. And right now, they're going to go ahead and do that Samurai strat, as the comp community likes to call it. You send 2 players with Desert Eagles against that wall and shoot players while they're crossing over to this B site. They weren't able to get the down doing it, but that is a strat that we haven't seen too often at this high level. You know, that's a strat used a whole lot in 8s and things like that, and now we're starting to see it as well here. And that Samurai strat is very potent if you're able to hit your shots. Only 2 shots really needed to be landed from each team, and we got a retake that needs to come out for the side of Justus if they want to make this an 8-0. Rocket gonna be coming out from Delina as he hopped up. 2 players going down as Inc and Delina getting kills. Pulza way up top in the back. Emes getting it down, and he's able to get him off the bomb. My goodness, great stuff coming out of Emes, getting them off the bomb. You love to see it. So a nice offense coming out. The retake didn't happen that time. You know, the Chaos Launcher caused a lot of chaos, but at the end of the day, they still got to only win 1 round to win this game.
Yes, Emis finally making a splash. Welcome to the game, Emis. It's 7-1 now. I don't know if you just woke up, but it wasn't looking good there for a moment, but he finally dips his toes in the water and makes some plays there. Extends this game for yet another round, so a possible 9 rounds at the least instead of 8. 7-1, still the score. Justus Roco out in front. Good bomb plant.
Oh my goodness, Emes. You know somebody could be at that box. You can't be jumping. I get jump spotting to see if somebody's there, but you can't do it in the open against a team like this. You've played this team before. You've beaten this team before. You know that you cannot make mistakes like that. Those are just inexcusable ones. And they are luckily able to get the revive on him, even though he went down in the wide open. That could have been absolutely tragic for this offensive side. If you lose your glitch, you might as well give it up at that point, as that is going to be the only way you're going to be able to break these trophies, break all of this all this amazing utility. Oh my goodness, and Ink is in the perfect place, and he's going to be down in glitch. Now that's massive. There's no Dahlia Link on that one. He's going to go for the finish. Such a smart play. He's able to get two, picking up Slop, and now he's looking for blood. He said, you know what, I'm vibing. I'm G-sliding off the boxes. I'm feeling good. Where's Pulls at? He's the last one. I'm sending you down to loser's bracket, baby. Get over here with your knight. Amazing looking skin on Dahlia, might I add.
He's actually playing the Switchblade this time around as Delena's back on the Dahlia.
Oh, you're right.
Pulsa finds one, but that revive will come through, and Delena will finish it off, getting sent to the losers bracket. 8-1 the score here in game number 5. Justus Roco taking it in demolition and pretty in dominant fashion, actually. 8-1. It almost was an 8-0, but MS made a little bit of a spectacular play there at the end of the 8th round. But still, like I said, the least amount of rounds that could be played is 9, and that's exactly what happened. 8-1 the final score. We're going to have replays pulling up here in a second, and I know there's tons of them because there were so many good plays from people like Delena and Ink. I mean, even Gronky was making some plays on the backside as some wonky characters that we don't normally see him playing as, like a Dahlia. Doing a great job with it, just something we're not accustomed to for a while now. But Rome, what happened? That was, I mean, they brought out the glitch. The anvil was banned. It's just the glitch looked like he had his head on backwards the entire time.
Yeah, it looked like the glitch got in his own head. He was trying to be the one to make the play. I said it's going to be his playground, and he ended up getting hurt on it. You know, it's that simple. He was trying to do his thing on an island. When you're playing that flank, you got to be somewhat aggressive, and he was being a little bit too aggressive, getting all that information, but ended up getting played for repeatedly. And sadly, that did happen, as I'm sure we're going to see in these series replays at some point. He did get caught out quite a bit on these first bloods, but the entire series as a whole, my goodness, we could talk about every single map for 30 minutes each. It was just absolutely incredible stuff. This Favela's King of the Hill was so close out of both of these sides, both rounds. It was just amazing stuff coming out of both teams leading into that strikeout, and that's where you started to see things change. It was a 2-0 lead at first for the side of Right Turtle. They were looking like the respawn kings that they've shown to be in the past. And then what did we see? A reverse sweep 3-0 in the favor of Justus to bring it back. And that was what really started this amazing push, and I believe gave them the momentum to go into that King of the Hill, say, you know what, we're going to give up the C site like you said. We're not even worried about it. We're going straight to factory, and we're going to beat them there. And they just absolutely made a great job. They just did a great job as a team to stay composed, to be able to come back and win this series when it was looking down for them for a great amount of time.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Our first matchup comes to a close. The defending champions, Right Turtle, are defeated in 5 games in the winners finals against Justus Roco. Back on top, the #1 seed takes their way into the grand finals. Coming up after this break, we'll see Right Turtle in the losers bracket, in the losers final, going up against Best Snake. The top 3 teams still surviving, but now we determine who's going to make it to the grand finals against Justus Roco right after this break.